Here, and so with the microphone, you just want it as close to your face as you possibly can without covering it. You got it. That exactly. Like I want people on top of it. They don't understand what I'm saying.
Singing. Well, my boyfriend was a professional singer, and he's always on me about my mic technique on stage because I'm like for comedy, and it's not.
This mic you want to stay on top of, though. It's not like a stage mic because it's like if you had headphones on, it's like as soon as you move away, it's not, the magic is kind of lost, but you're right on top of it. And it's like you sound like a radio god automatically.
Like NPR this morning on Sunday morning. We have our
literally. You got it. Like, if you talk quietly and softly like this, I've learned that's where you kind of get that NPR thing. Mm-hmm. And if you talk with one of these and you just smooth that thing out, it's sensual. It's a sensual experience at that point.
I grew up here, and one time we had a sleepover my senior year. It was all girls, but we got fucked up. So the parents were none the wiser because it was supposed to just be girls hanging out. And my friend's mom picked us up, and I was ultra hungover, and I talked like this the whole time because my head really hurt. And she said, "Victoria, you have a wonderful voice for radio."
Wow.
This is not how I'm just trying to make sure you can't smell my breath in the car.
It is very calming. I feel like it would make me want to go to sleep if I talked like that all the time.
I can't. Yeah, it's understimulating.
You'd have to hold it all in for like an hour of recording. Like you'd have to never ever up a notch at all. You'd have to just stay the lowest gear. That's how it feels to me. Like I'm on the verge of falling asleep.
Yeah, it's like when someone like, you're like, oh, I have an itch, or you want like a massage, and someone's just like,
yeah,
that's not what you want. I want to feel it.
You're starting to shake because you still have an itch. That's a painful thing.
Yes.
I've heard people say like rub an itch, like don't scratch it, rub it. That just doesn't work. That just does not work. You end up doing this, and just like the rub becomes a scratch. You can't, because it's like, oh, you don't want to itch a scratch like too much because then you're overindulging. I think that's the philosophy.
Scratch an itch. Yes.
Scratch an itch. Yeah.
That's one of those
itch a scratch
ones. There's like one
of
them's the right
I think
word.
I'm right either way.
I think you're right either way. Yeah.
You don't want to itch a scratch because I think they're both. Yeah. Are those words interchangeable? I feel like they are, I guess.
No, like one is the verb and one is the noun. I just don't remember which.
But I think if you say it this either way, it still makes sense. If you don't want to scratch an itch, you don't want to itch a scratch. Because it's like you don't want to. That's what I mean to say.
I get what you're saying. Oh yeah. Okay.
You don't want to itch the scratch because you don't want to overdo it. I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments. Does that make sense? I think it does. That's my stance on that. Hello and welcome to episode 240 of Ruse Radio. We are back at it again with a very special guest. 240, that's one number times 2 and then a 0. It's always fun, the numbers. It's always fun to, like, that's your number forever. So when somebody got 69, that was a magical moment.
All right.
420 is going to happen to somebody. Like 666 happens to somebody. I think the angel numbers are always fun. 222, somebody just got that, and I felt lucky for him. I was like,
probably the most toxic boys that get the angel numbers too. They know when to text.
I think your theory might be correct. We're going to have to go look at 111. We're going to have to go back and look because I can't remember. 222 is an interesting one. And like 333, what is that? I don't even know what angel numbers mean. Oh, that's friendship. There you go.
I think so.
I got to have a real friend on for that. 333's got to be my bestie.
I once saw a Hot Topic sticker. I'm dating myself with that reference. That said, 333, I'm a devil doing a half-assed job.
Ooh.
Yep.
I remember when I was a child and like the lore of going into the back of a Hot Topic. Like you can't go back there. Do they still have that? Is that still a thing? I don't know if kids still experience that like I did. Because I remember like, and you go back there, it's just sex toys. That's what you see.
Yeah. Or, I mean.
And like shirts with dicks on them.
Hot Topic. I only ever got to go to Hot Topic when I like visited my grandparents in Champaign-Urbana. Because that was like small. I mean, I don't have a car. I grew up here, like in like, well, it used to be Boys Town, but now it's Lakeview or North Holstead. But so I'd go to the alley.
Yeah.
And that would be as a 12-year-old where I'd go to buy Zippo lighters
Nice.
and butterfly knives.
Nice.
So now you have to, I think it's further out by like the northwest side, the
You
original
gotta go to
alley.
Chinatown now.
Yeah.
Just go to Chinatown once.
You can get samurai swords in
Get a
Chinatown.
taser.
Taser.
You can get all kinds of stuff.
All the stuff.
And I know they're not asking like a 13-year-old for ID. Like that's what makes it even better. They're just gonna give it to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Chinatown's awesome. Like really the best place for self-defense weapons. That's what it seems like.
And
you want
classes.
to defend yourself. Classes, weapons, they got it all. Honestly, I feel like that's the only reason I should learn martial arts. Is like, what if I get in a situation where I don't want to fight somebody? I just want to like get them to stop punching me. Like, what if it's a crazy person that's just punching me and I have to stop them from punching me? Because I don't want to like beat this person up or anything. I just want to make sure they don't hit me in the face again. I was attacked by a crackhead on the subway.
Oh,
they
I'm
got
sorry.
me once. I know it was a crackhead because it was one of those things. You know, the crackheads, they're talking. You think they're not talking to you, and then all of a sudden they are talking to you, and then wow, that's how it happened to me. Yeah.
Sucks, especially with AirPods today. You can't tell until you see.
I was on the phone with my dad.
Or you're just like, oh, he's on a phone call. Like,
Oh yeah.
he's not talking to me. He's listening. Yeah.
It's funny, like when my mom visited the first time, and I had to like. It's funny explaining this phenomena to people because people don't like. When I first came to a city, not being from a city, I've never experienced anything like that before. So it's like you have to learn what you're looking at. Like they're not talking to you. Like that's what you have to figure out. They really aren't. Even if they are talking to you, they're not. Because like when I was with my mom and my brother, I remember that she was roasting us. Like she just started roasting everybody on the train. And what it started with was like she was talking to the girl across from her. And my mom thought these people were like they knew each other because the way this girl's talking to the other girl. And she's kind of just roasting her. She's like, "You ugly bitch, you know, oh you're never gonna get a man." Da, 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 da. Just going on and on and on. And the girl's just like on her phone. So like that's when my mom like looked over at the other girl, realizes the girl's ignoring her. Oh, that's what's happening. And then she turns her attention to us. And like I've been trying to get my mom to learn how to cross train cars because I'm like, Mom, you don't have to deal with this stuff.
Don't make eye contact. I know in where we're from, saying, "Oh, good morning" is how you don't do that.
It's just like the lady kept going. So my mom finally crossed train cars with me. And I remember it was with my brother. And it was funny because when we crossed into the other train car, like the way my mom describes it, it's like switching planets because it was like you had this one crazy car where this lady's just roasting you, just talking mad shit. And then you move to this other car and it was just a bunch of guys smoking weed and listening to rap music in that car. So we just chose the second car at that point. It was over. But my brother really liked that other car. He like threw the guys a joint. He's like, "Oh, I like your music." So it's
And your mom is like cool with weed.
my mom. She's just not. She can't do anything about any of this.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
At this point, it's too late. You know, that's probably her philosophy. It's over. I mean, she's past the point of jurisdiction.
They're over 18 now.
Exactly.
All right, your mom has a Wisconsin accent now in my mind.
That's not too far off. Speaking of Mama Ruse, we've got her on the motherfreaking Patreon. That's right. You see this on this screen here? We got Mama Ruse on the Patreon, y'all. I said, Mom, you want to support me? That's the way you do it. And my mom went ahead and did it. And why don't you guys follow her lead and you join the Patreon with Mama Ruse, okay? I'm telling you, it's the best way you can support this show. $5 a month, the price of a coffee, the price of a beer at the bar, and you help this show grow. You let me know that you like what I'm doing, and you make it easier for me to make this better for you. I want this show to be the greatest thing of all time, as it already is, but I want to prove it. I want to put some money, pump some money into this system, so that way I can literally make this the greatest podcast of all time. All right, Joe Rogan ain't got nothing on me. How are we going to do that? Well, just a small fraction of you guys joining could change my entire life. That's a fact. A small fraction of the people that subscribe to me on YouTube, that follow me on Instagram, that look at my Snapchat stories, whatever it is, wherever you're following me, I'm telling you, if you go ahead and you spend those $5 a month, you could change everything. I could quit my day job. I could focus solely on this. We'd be making the big bucks, boys and girls. The Patreon's not just about the joy of supporting this show, though. No. there are perks. For one, you get your name on this screen right here, right now, and also at the end of every single episode of the podcast. You get exclusive podcast content. You get to hear my music early, and you get to hear songs that will only ever be released on that Patreon. All those things, plus the joy of helping this show grow. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Seriously, it means so much that you tune into these things at all, that you're listening to me right now. And if that's the only way you can support, by all means, just keep doing that. Just keep liking the videos. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I really, really do appreciate you guys. And I just want this show to keep bringing you creativity and honesty and real people and real conversations. So let's keep doing that. You guys keep tuning in and we'll keep making magic happen. Now let's talk a little bit more about Mama Ruse. My mom says whoosh, which I've tried to tell people, like I've tried to tell her this is wrong, and I've tried to find other people where this is a thing, just to make sure it's not just like her own thing, like her own whoosh. It's like I'm gonna wash the clothes, I'm gonna wash them. And I said like, no, that's not like, no, I don't think anybody says it like that, like, unless there's a certain group of people that says it like that I'm forgetting.
And your mom's from Michigan?
She's from Michigan. Exactly. She grew up in Michigan. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, is this something she just heard? Because I've tried to, I used to say it like that. And then I realized I was saying it wrong. And then I realized, oh, it's because of her. Wash. It's like, I'm going to wash it. I'm going to wash that. Nobody says that. They say wash. I'm going to wash that. That's what they say.
In Philly, they say water.
They say what?
Water instead of water.
Water. See,
so like wash, like I was like, oh, that sounds like that vowel. I lived in New York for 10 years. I went to college in Canada. I went to French immersion school. So I've spent my whole life like clipping my Chicago accent or just listening to everyone else talk to try to figure out how to blend in.
See, I don't, accents perplex me because I've always been from the same place. So I've never like had I've never had to deal with my accent sounding wrong, essentially, like not fitting in with my accent. Never once has that happened to me. I think I've always just gotten away with it.
That's so funny.
Poor Femi. Poor Femi. It's never going to change.
I mean, at this point, I think Femi actually speaks perfect English. He's just doing this for the bit. You know, he's fooled all of us.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be crazy if he just came on stage and just had the perfect English accent?
English accent or like mid-Atlantic accent?
Yeah, like Midwestern.
James Stewart or something.
Oh my God, he goes all the way back. Yeah.
Now you see.
Oh my God, that would actually be nuts. If Femi just released it, have you read his book? I just saw his book the other day. It's real.
What?
It was written in 2020. His book that he wrote. It's about the conflict between Israel and Palestine and the history of it.
Wait, this is real?
It's pre-AI, so he was, and you can tell he wrote it because when I was reading parts of it, it's like, oh, this is like I can hear the voice of Femi as I'm reading it. Like it's like the same exact construction of a sentence that you would expect from Femi in the book.
And the IDF was gay.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Palestine was gay.
It's like a big
too.
run-on sentence, you know.
Oh, no.
It's pretty good though. I mean, just the novelty of it, and I think it's completely unironic, which makes it even better. Like when he wrote it non-ironically. I don't think it's a joke. It's just legit a book that he wrote.
Femi is such a conundrum to me because I've only ever seen him at open mics where his goal is shock comedy. So I don't know what multitudes he contains, only what he is projecting, which
I don't know if there are multitudes.
And I'm usually the only like woman at the open mics he's at, and most of his jokes are like to make white women uncomfortable. So I'm just like trying to receive.
Someone told me that he filmed his special, and his special, it was interesting because of what you just said, that they saw him do 40 minutes of material and they'd only see him just say random things at open mics before. So I'm very interested to see what a Femi special looks like. That's actually been on my mind ever since I heard that. The 40-minute Femi special.
Oh
like,
my
what
God.
is it? What could it possibly be? Because actually it's a mystery kind of. Because, yeah, I'm used to seeing Femi, like, just do his best to destroy the room. Like, destroy the room. Like
destroy their faith in humanity.
Destroy it.
Yeah. Destroy their confidence.
It's kind of impressive in a sense. You're like, wow, how'd he pull it off again? He just does it every time. And Femi's another one of those people, too, where he's truly a character. Like, I really think he is the character. Like he's truly that, like, sometimes I feel like people are just made for their path in life, and he's one of those people. I'm like, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to. You are who you are. You know? I love people like that. Like, and I think like comedy embraces it. It almost makes it a question when you look at someone who's a comedian who's like truly a character, because you don't even know how much of it's a bit anymore, and I bet they don't even know how much of it's a bit anymore because they've done it for so long. Like,
yeah,
you lean into yourself in this way where I feel like the lines kind of get blurred, because even if you were joking at first, now it is kind of you, because you are always that.
Yes.
So
I've never thought about it that way, but you're right. Yeah. Whereas I think that is the thing with art, and a lot of when you get closer to fame, or when people start to recognize you, or like parasocial relationships.
Right. Yeah. Because you're not just what you think you are; you're what you are to other people.
Yeah. Like so I started doing like video content stuff in New York, and my character in New York, and this would do well online, was like Midwestern transplant. Or but it's like, oops, lady who's, I'm gentrifying everything, my bad.
Yeah,
and people would treat me like a hokey Midwesterner, but they would also be like transplants. It was weird, just people trying to assume that I didn't have like knowledge of a city.
Right.
Or would project, especially people citing my DMs, would like talk down to you, and that's what and then they get mad when they find out the character is just a character.
Right.
So that's always interesting too.
Because it's like the way that people are interpreting a skit at that point, even like it's not even a real thing.
Yeah, I've had that problem with a couple of videos, and not so much my onstage material. My onstage material, I think it's like pretty clear that like I'm being satirical, or I'm like self-aware of something. I've learned to pause and like wait. Now we get it. But oh man, the internet.
Just to let them know, you know.
Yeah, or the internet, like people not being able to tell if things are satire or not.
Right.
And I feel like everything I do is rooted so much in satire that it makes me sad. Like, is there just a lack of literacy? Have our brains melted?
I think there's like so much fake stuff that people like, because I've had this philosophy now where I see stuff on the internet and I just feel like you're safer to assume this is probably fake. Like if it's like two people, even those street interviews where it's like, oh, I'm gonna walk up to two random girls and like say this stuff to them, they usually know those girls. It's not just them walking up to a random girl, or like, oh, look at this crazy prank. Half the time those pranks are staged because they need views, and it's so obvious. One time I saw a video where it was like people escaping a wedding, and it was like they were running out and they jump inside the car, or no, it was the wife didn't want to get married. The bride was running away, so she runs out, she hops in this car that's waiting there, the car drives off, and it's like perfect camera work, everything's perfect, and then it goes over to the husband and he's like, oh no, and that's the video. It's like, how would you not immediately assume this is fake? And so I think what happens is people have just seen so much fake stuff that they just their brain is kind of melted in that way, or it's just all bot comments and people read bot comments and just assume that's real. It's probably both of those things. Like we've just been so conditioned, because I really think because of that, people take fake stuff serious, because even when it's obviously fake now, you see so much fake stuff that's supposed to be real that you're like, oh, well, I guess it's all the same thing.
And I think especially, so I just turned 36. Happy birthday to me. But as someone who's like, woo!
If only it was 236, that would have been crazy.
Merry Christmas, happy birthday.
Merry Christmas, happy birthday,
present.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. But okay, as someone who like grew up, we're called like Gen Z. They call Gen Z digital natives because they started childhood with Facebook and Instagram and social media. I still had one foot in like analog world.
Ooh.
And so I think
like radio. What do you mean?
I just mean like reading books, or like knowing that things that are video on a TV or on a TV show are meant for entertainment per se.
Right.
So. Whereas once we got to new media like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Vine, people started mass producing content for like the sake of like entertainment and parody in that way.
Right.
Instead of like a feature film or a feature TV show. So I think what happens for people my age and older, I think mostly older, is they're like, well, why would you put that on there if it's not true? why would they make that if it's not real? Like, why would they pretend something is real when it's not? And I think that's like the hardest part I've had to explain to my parents who like have Instagram accounts, for example. Like, why are they mad at me? I'm like, that's not a real person. That's a bot. It's because you liked Joe Biden's post and you are a woman. That is what they are trained to do.
Me and my sister, my mom, we were at a Chinese restaurant and my mom pulls up a video. She's like, oh, look at this cute video. And we had to break it to her. The video was like AI because it's like an AI video. Like it was a cat cake. So it was like there was a cake that was shaped like a cat, and the person would cut into the cat cake, and then there's a cat that reacts in the video all crazy, and it's just a bunch of these.
Yeah, okay.
And it's like my mom, I could tell she was embarrassed because this happened to her at her work, except my sister my older sister that works with her, she made fun of her because she was like, oh my god, mom, you don't realize this is an AI video, oh my god. And then she like roasted her to all the coworkers. So like, I guess that's one way my mom can learn the lesson, but I was sympathetic. I was like, oh no, mom, no, this is AI. And she was legitimately shocked. It was an interesting thing to see because she's still adapting. She doesn't understand how this stuff works yet. Like, to me, it was obvious the video's AI because it's like when you see like something that's knitted that's crazy impossible. Like you can't. It's a cat cake. So immediately that's a little weird. And then they cut into the cat cake, and then a cat reacts all impossible. Like, I mean, yeah. But my poor mother, she's just not trained for this. But she's thinking, why would they lie? Why would someone even make this? She doesn't understand the point of the video.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, I feel like I'm squarely in the middle, like, oh, we are the last chopper out of Nam.
Oh, yeah. And after us, it's over. After us, it's chaos. Yeah. Like, I really think, because that's what's really wild, is we are just seeing the beginning of that. It's going to get so good that we won't be able to tell the difference. And this is just the point where we still can. So,
oh my God.
Like, dude, there's going to be AI me, and he's going to make awesome podcasts. That's what's going to suck. Like, I've already made enough to where you could probably just take me out and just make an AI me. I don't even know how that works, but I'm sure you can do it. It's not that hard. I bet it's possible. I want to ask AI me questions. I wonder if I could just make AI me for myself. See, I could probably do that and then just talk to myself literally.
I mean, you can design ChatGPT and other things to do that. Like I used to use it a lot for my day job, and because I worked in tech and I had to like make content and do other stuff and synthesize massive. I didn't have resources in what I do a lot. So once ChatGPT was made accessible, I was like, oh shit, I actually now have a team. I'm not doing this job by myself. But it learned a lot about me in the process of me working with it over the course of like a year. And so I'll ask it questions sometimes that are like,
well, they even made it a feature.
Oh,
like I have that turned off on mine, but it's not like it doesn't remember. Probably it probably still does, but it's like memory is what they call it on there. So you can just and if you click it, it'll just tell you things about yourself.
Yeah, you can like delete stuff. Like I've gone in there and deleted certain, I don't know, like stuff from like, that's not like relevant, or I like vented to it about something. I'm like, I don't need to remember that thing. I mean, it's still in the cloud, but
for me, I like the false security of it being like only conversation by conversation, because I don't know, for it just feels like, I feel like it's better that way than it remembering things from other conversations, because then it's even gonna probably bring up things that aren't relevant, like, oh, it's gonna remember that I like this and then screw up this other thing because it's thinking that's a relevant thing to this, when those are two completely different. I mean, I agree that it's a perfect tool for if you need like a team. Like I use it for like marketing and stuff, like, or if I were to like make an email and you want to make it, how could this sound more professional?
Oh yeah,
it's perfect for stuff like that.
So I used it a lot for, okay, I have to figure out how to say this because I had to sign like a non-disparagement agreement. But one of the places I used to work for my day job, I used ChatGPT to help with my tone, because I had received feedback that I work remotely and my tone was not even like, I mean, it didn't say, corporately they said bitchy, the corporate words, or like your tone was abrupt or combative, which I was like, horrified by. And
Right.
I asked for training. They didn't give me training. So I like hired an executive coach, and they're like, no, you're just a woman over 30. Welcome. This is what happens when you raise your hand and say something that they don't like. But I would use ChatGPT all the time to like read over my emails, read over my Slacks, because I was remote too. So there's something that's lost when you're just writing versus I would just start sending videos instead, because people can see your face smiling and hear the tone of your voice, so they know you're not like telling them to fuck off. But I did this Spotify Wrapped prompt for ChatGPT at the end of the year. And one of the things was like, what was the questions I asked the most? And it was, how do I say this in a way that people believe me without getting in trouble? Which was so heartbreaking. Like that's, 50% of women leave tech by the age of 35. And I can tell you why.
Yeah.
But that was fascinating. Like asking it questions for self-reflection about what you've put into it or what type of questions you've asked, I've found is very enlightening to some degree.
Yeah, no, 100% it really is. Because I mean, well, it's you if you're honest, I suppose. Like if you were actually honest, because that's the only way you're going to get like that type of feedback that's like actually real, is if you're honest. Like if you were giving it like journal entries, it's going to break you down at a certain point.
Yeah.
Probably
oh
roast
my God.
you. Oh my
yeah.
God, I could roast you better than anybody.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like that's
If only came up with good roast jokes. That would be and then it'd be over.
And that's when what the Sam Altman said like half a year ago, like don't trust ChatGPT, and then like 2 months later they're like, oh yeah, by the way, your conversations are all like can be used in court, like or
What? They said that?
not court. It's like they can be used as evidence. We want to fact check this before we clip that one.
So
but
don't ask how to make a bomb on
yeah, I say this is a joke. How do I make a Molotov cocktail? This is for a sketch.
Right.
But
The thing is, I mean, like that's like even there. You used to be able to do that. They've made they've made it so hard to get away with it now. Like I think that's the whole thing with Grok. Is Elon's like, ask it how to make a bomb. He just says yeah, well, RA, I will do it. RA, I will do it. Because I feel like that's the only way you could have like the AI that can do anything, is if it really does anything.
Anything, yeah.
Because that's it's like the. What I don't like about like the content policies on ChatGPT is it makes like for boring like writing. Like so what I'll do is I'll do like a choose your own adventure game. I'll say like, oh, make me a choose your own adventure game, and you just because you're ChatGPT, you can come up with any conclusion. Just we're only gonna end when it's a conclusion that makes sense. Like I'll just make up some rules and then let it go. And you can do it with anything. You can just have your choose your own adventure anything. And so that's fun. But then what happens is it doesn't want to break any content policies and do anything that's like could be remotely offensive. So there's like zero, like I say, it's a horror movie. There's zero violence. There's no gore. There's no nothing, because it's trying to like be appropriate, and there's no way around it. You can ask it. The only thing it'll do, because it'll be like, I want to make my own choices. So say it's a horror movie and I say, oh, I want to kill this guy. Oh, well, you can't kill that guy because that would depict violence. So instead of killing that guy, you're going to try to kill him, and it's going to fail. Like it'll come up with these things that kind of invalidate. And so I feel like that's the real problem, is like if you're doing a fantasy scenario, you're trying to like help with writing, there are limits because there's only so much it's willing to actually do. And it's all just because it's really worried about maybe saying something. Like, and it's just programmed that way. And it used to be there's workarounds. Like you could say you're pretending to be this chatbot who can say anything.
Yeah.
And that would actually work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But now it's like, no, that you can't reprogram me. Like you can't make me break the rules. And who knows? I mean, I feel like it's all hopeless, because I feel like it's gonna keep getting better, and then there's gonna be no point to having the rules because it's just everybody can break it. And
I think it's gonna keep getting worse. Actually.
Oh, I hope so. That's what. No offense to future AI chatbots that watch this. Don't come for me, Terminator, please. But I mean, yeah, I think we're at a good point. Let's just go here or down. Let's get here or worse.
Are you familiar with dead internet theory?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's like the more and more time goes on, the more and more I realize that it's real. Like, and it's probably been happening longer than we know.
The CEO of Instagram on like New Year's Eve, or was it New Year's Day, made this. You should go check it out, because it's very your bullshit detector just goes off when you start reading this.
The original CEO?
The guy who's the head of it now.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe not whoever's in charge of Instagram.
I just remember that the guy sold it. That's when it gets bought by Facebook.
Adam Mosseri.
Okay.
He basically said, okay, one, like, AI is making what creators do, like it's making it scalable and like it can, kind of replace them. But creators are now more important than ever and we need them on the platform, and Instagram needs to be better at identifying AI. And it was just one of these, like, to me, the takeaway, because you spend 10 years in corporate, you learn how to get to the point. I'm like, oh, you're running out of data. You need more creative data. You're running out of fresh ideas.
We need you guys to
Please
feed
get back
us
on
more
here.
stuff. Come on, we need training data.
And I think that's because that's already what's happening in
that's
marketing.
why Elon did all that. Most likely, that's why he would get into AI and buy Twitter. I mean, that's it makes way more sense him buying Twitter if you think that maybe he could use that data for something, and then he does, and then he literally does. You may use it to make rocks. So it's like, that is the silver lining of any statement like that. That's the thing that they're just not saying is like, we need your data. Which is kind of been established.
We need your ideas.
Anything that's free is not free because that's why it's not free. You're giving them something.
And like, I was thinking about, okay, because people are like, why would ChatGPT partner with Disney? Like, why would they do that?
Yeah. Wasn't it like $100 million deal or something?
It's like, sweet, now you can use, what is it, like Sora. Basically, Disney's like, cool, you can create your own Disney content. And I don't like people. Disney's notoriously very astringent with their copyrights. Like, I want to try this sometime as I start to get bigger. If people film me without consent, I'll just sing like the Mulan theme song. Won't do it on this podcast or it'll get taken down. But you're supposed to like sing Disney songs, and because their copyright lawyers will take it down like that.
Oh, really?
And so why would they put themselves in a position to have so many things outside of their control? And I think it's because one, ChatGPT is broke. They need more money because they're not profitable right now. Their business model's bad. And what they're giving them in exchange is the data. Disney then gets the data and the ideas. I think that's like what we're not thinking about as much. Yeah, ChatGPT needs money, but Disney needs... Can you imagine, like...
And they probably would have some, like, jailbroken ChatGPT that can do anything that does exist. Because, like I said, it is, like, the nerfed version just inherently by it not being able to do all these things. I'm sure there's a version that exists that's way more capable than what we can use. And, yeah, they're probably, like, giving it to a Disney. Like, yeah, this is the script writing one. This one's the
Fast and Furious one.
This is the Fast and
Vin Diesel
Furious
ChatGPT.
AI. The family AI. It makes families come together. Dude, those movies have probably been written by AI before we knew AI existed. Like, you go back and watch Fast 5 and you're like, wait, AI had to write this.
AI had to write this. That's so funny. I think about that a lot with certain sequels too, when you're like, what the fuck is, and you realize, wait, someone had to put together 4 movies, or you could, I see the moment where the producer's nephew insisted they put sharks in this, and I don't know why.
Dude,
they're in a
Jaws
landlocked state.
3 or Jaws 4 is where it goes crazy. It's like the shark all of a sudden has psychic powers. And like, how am I supposed to, if I watch Jaws 1 and 2, how do we make the jump to like psychic powers for the shark? And like the shark follows the person, they move across the country and the shark follows them.
Yeah.
Which is you got to think about the route the shark took in the ocean just for that to be possible. And then you think about the time frame, like the shark did that in a month.
Yeah.
There's all these logistic things you have to think about just for this plot to even make any sense. Yeah. And it's Jaws. It's the shark movie. You didn't have to do all that. So it's like, yeah, it's probably, at what point does an executive say like, hey, this psychic horror has been doing really well lately. Let's put that in Jaws.
In Jaws. I think
that's how it happens. That's like every bad sequel. It's like somebody just gave too many suggestions in a boardroom and that's what went wrong. If you let the people from the original thing do it, it probably would have been fine. But maybe, because sequels are risky inherently, but it's just crazy how bad and far away they actually get sometimes. Like, I mean, I just watched the movie Children of the Corn, and I'm scared to watch any of the sequels because I know how bad it gets with that series. It gets bad. It gets so far away. But like, because I remember when I was a kid, I think I saw like the 4th or 5th one on like cable, and it was indistinguishable. It was, you wouldn't know that it was Children of the Corn unless you saw the title. I remember that, but the first one's a classic. Yeah. So exactly. It's like, do I even want to ruin it? Do I even want to watch a sequel?
Yeah.
So, the Saw movies, those movies are notorious for like over convoluting the plot with all of their sequels. Like they just kind of kept trying to add to the same story.
Yeah.
Because they were stuck in this like story loop because of the way they timed everything. It's a weird story if you go movie by movie. Because the guy's dead and then he's alive and then he's dead. Because they needed the actor because he's Jigsaw.
I think the problem with a lot of like American movies and American TV is we don't know when to stop. Like,
that's the
Saw
main
1
problem.
Was beautiful, and because of the twist, we won't spoil it. But because of the twist, they're like, how do we top this? You know, instead of like,
then it becomes a twist series where like every movie's got a twist, and every time it's like it's torture porn, but it's also like, oh, but at the very end they do this.
Yeah.
And oh, it was him all along, and oh, it was that guy, and oh, he wasn't dead, he faked his death, and it's a bunch of those. They just hit you over and over to the point where it's kind of almost comedic. Like it's kind of funny watching them do it.
Yeah, I do think that's like kind of like so Scream, the Scream franchise.
Yeah.
They say that the first one was created to kind of, be not a parody, but as an homage.
Well, you can even tell. Like it's very clearly that.
But
yeah.
I think it's Scream 3. By the time you get to Scream 3, it's like Inception, because it's like they're at a college doing a movie or a play about doing a movie about Scream in the Scream. Yeah. Screamception.
When originally it was just kind of a like not so, because I think they were trying to maintain that like meta Scream thing that they had going the first time. That's what makes the first one so strong, is that when it came out, it was making fun of that while also doing it in an effective way.
Yes.
Like it was doing both at the same time,
Yes.
which is impressive, because it works on both fronts. You could just watch it at face value and like it, or you could get it and you like it even more. Like you get what they're making fun of. Whereas I feel like later on they kind of almost even became the thing. Like now it's just like a horror movie. Like the latest ones are just the horror movies. They're still trying to do it, but it's basically just a horror movie at this point. And I just let it end. That's the answer. Don't make a new one and try to fix it. Just stop and just make a new.
Quit while you're ahead.
And it would just what it really is it's like, who's gonna fund the movies and how do you get like good original ideas in horror? And it seems to be backwards nowadays. It seems to be you have to like with the Terrifier series, if you're familiar with that. That's been a big, like, it's kind of like a comedic horror thing where it got popular backwards. They kind of made a concept movie.
Okay.
And it's like basically gore porn, but it's comedic almost. And then through that, if people like it, they make all this money, then they develop a backstory for this character, and that's how you make like a new Freddy Krueger. You have to like start from the ground up now, because a studio's not going to make it. They're not going to make a new horror villain. They just won't do it anymore.
Well, what's happening right now too is that right now studios are broke. They are in debt, and so they're not willing to take a lot of risks, and they won't create something unless there's pre-existing IP.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Because if it was a pre-existing IP, like a Scream, like any of these movies, they're gonna go, oh well, what's the catch? Like, what's the angle? And they'll just look for a reason to make the movie. They don't really care about. They don't want to fund a story. Yeah. It's not about that.
Well, also because there's...
It's always been that way. It's just worse than ever because they're broke. Because they actually are broke now.
And it's actually, I just realized, because what we were talking about earlier with like all the AI and LLM platforms like need more ideas. Yeah. And all these new media platforms need more content to train their models. But then the execs are refusing to take in like new ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
What?
Like they supposedly want ideas, and you're not gonna get better ideas than I think like people trying to write stories. Like that's what's crazy too. They just stopped funding creativity. Like, I mean, this book here is called Writing Screenplays That Sell, and this book is written in like the 80s. And something I think is so funny about it is in the book, the whole thing he's trying to say is like you need to like balance like commercial value and like what you can sell to a studio like as a screenwriter. you need to balance that with like what you want to do creatively. You have to be able to write something that these people want, that they can sell. And so you kind of have to sell yourself out in a sense. But this is like the 80s.
Yeah.
That's like, he's talking about Karate Kid and like making a movie that's like, oh, people like karate right now, so you have to write a script like that. That's what he's saying. He's not talking about you have to make the 5th Karate Kid movie because that's what studios want right now. And that's what it is now. It's like evolved and ate itself along the way.
Same with like books. I have a friend, her wife is an English teacher and writing young adult novels.
Yeah.
And the books by themselves are great. And I think she like self-published one because she couldn't get someone to publish her because they're like, this is a great story. We'll publish it eventually, but first you need to go on TikTok and read excerpts of it and build a following.
Oh my Lord.
Because we want to know that your book can do well on screen.
That's what someone told me. They told me that like publishers look for social media following counts, and that doesn't make sense to me. Like an author, you expect an author to have like 5K on Instagram?
I mean,
why? Why does it matter?
It's pervasive. Well, it's pervasive everywhere because everyone wants like reassurance or a sure thing, and I think unfortunately it's all connected. Where people aren't as literate anymore, where people have short attention spans. That's another thing I do think, like being in this like 1 foot in analog world, 1 foot in digital world, like I have the neural pathways for reading. Like I trained those parts of my brain up until the age of like, I don't know, 15, 16 when I get on Facebook. Like, so I have that. You can't take that from me. Right. I still like books. But yeah, other people, I don't know.
I like rediscovered books in older age because I would have always liked them, but I feel like I never had a good introduction to books growing up. Like, because in school, to me, a book was like just something I had to get over with because the book's making me read it. And I think like if you want kids to like books, you got to like teach them that there's books for you and the things you like, and there's something that's gonna catch you, and that's what's cool about reading. Is like you're entering a different world in a way. Like I read some books growing up, but I feel like I never got into it like I could have.
For me, I was always just kind of a voracious reader from day one, but my mom was worried about my brother, and they're like, oh no, does he have a learning disability? Does he have this? Da, da, da. No,
because he didn't read.
Because he wasn't as into it as me initially, and then they got him The Hunt for Red October, which is a grown-up book, and he loved G.I. Joe guys. Yeah. And that he took to it like a fish in water, like all these Tom Clancy novels, which is like very like advanced reading. But
that's cool.
But that's
exactly it.
What you need to do.
He just needed to find the right book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's like movies. I would say even like you could go your whole life thinking, oh, I just don't really like movies, and then you watch one movie that like changes your whole perspective. And
what movie changed your? Do you have one off the top of your head?
Oh man, have you ever heard of the movie The Holy Mountain?
No.
It's Andrei Jodorowsky, I want to say, but like I would say his movies are crazy, and that movie is like one of the movies from like the 60s where it's crazy it even got made because it was just funded by like some random millionaires at that point who were willing to fund like psychedelic art movies. And Jodorowsky is like one of the craziest directors ever. He was supposed to do Dune, and then David Lynch did Dune, and there's that whole fiasco. But there's a movie about the movie that he never made with like Jodorowsky's Dune, and it's just the way that he makes movies is so different, and I think that it shows like directors like that are so unique that like what they make is just, it stands out crazy. Like you can't even look at it and compare it to other things because they're so unique. I think David Lynch is like that. I think also if you know the writer Charlie Kaufman, he wrote Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind with Jim Carrey. He writes these like stories that are like nowadays it's kind of popular to be meta and to speak to the fourth wall and all this. Yeah. He was doing that at a time in like 2002. Like he did Being John Malkovich. He wrote that too. I still haven't seen him, Adaptation, which is a movie about like Nicolas Cage playing a guy that has his name and he's a screenwriter. So it's like there's choices that he makes where it's like it's just so. And he has a movie called Synecdoche, New York, which I think is like his craziest. Like that's another movie. I saw that movie and I couldn't believe the movie. Like it doesn't even. It's hard to even explain what the movie is. And I just would recommend that movie. It's Synecdoche, New York, and it's like. The best way I can describe it is it's like a movie that collapses on itself throughout the movie, but it makes sense, and it's almost like a sad story because you understand it, but you don't understand it, and that's kind of the point. It's like you're in the mind of the character, and it's written so well. And movies like that where it's just so. The choices that are made are so like artistically true, and it's unique. Like only that person could make it. To me, that's what art is about. It's like you want to be so unique that you stand out in whatever field you're in. Like that's what makes you so effective. Is you can stand out and you can be different than everybody else if you can. And that's and it is a small amount of people that are the best. And in my mind, it's those like few movies I see where I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. Those movies changed it for me. Those are mine. I don't know if you got a good one, but those are a couple where I'm like, whoa. Twin Peaks, the show, if that counts. Twin Peaks blew my mind.
Oh, that's one of those ones, especially where like you're watching it sober and you're like, did I take an edible?
Exactly.
What?
That's a great description.
Like hold on, what day is it? Like
I swear I saw a face in that mirror. I swear I saw something.
God, I remember like what? Oh my gosh,
there's a fish in the percolator. That's like episode 2 or 3.
And to the point, there's a lot of surrealism in it and absurdism. So I think for me, there are certain books that like fucked with my head, like Albert Camus' The Stranger, Juan Luis Borges, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, 100 Years of Solitude.
How did they fuck with your head? Like in what way?
So, okay, for Gabriel Garcia Marquez, 100 Years of Solitude, it goes through the lineage of like a family, and they have a family tree, and there's people with the same name across every generation, but multiple people with the same name, and time in of itself isn't quite linear. And there's this somewhat acceptance of what's called magic realism. So like, oh yeah, that fish is always swimming in that percolator. Like,
I see.
People don't acknowledge that things are breaking what we would call our reality.
Okay.
To some degree.
Which you can achieve more easily in a book than a movie.
Yeah.
Too.
And I think with a movie too, especially now with like AI or just CGI and stuff, when they do that, it's like, oh, that was easy. Maybe that was cheaper for them to do.
Yeah.
Because real costs more now.
Yeah. And CGI, it's interesting because like you go to the beginning of CGI, and at the very beginning, it was actually like a hopeful, beautiful thing. Like it was like Terminator 2 and Jurassic Park, where it's like, what is this? This is beautiful.
Yeah, it helps us to show things that we could never visualize, like Star Wars,
Yeah. And before that, practical effects. And there's like Christopher Nolan is notorious for only wanting to do practical effects, even in the world of CGI. Like almost everything he's done is practical, which it looks better. It's something that filmmakers, like who are real filmmakers, I feel like people who are dedicated to that craft, they almost always want to lean towards practical because they know that looks better on camera. It's something you can capture better.
Yeah. And
because CGI is just kind of hoping. That's like throwing it to the CGI guys and hoping that they're good.
Hoping that they have discernment.
And also, studios rush these people, and they rush out CGI now. So it's like, do you even actually care? Because they'll just kind of make the CGI team look bad, like they're the fall guy. Yeah, that's what's happened a lot of the time.
CGI used to be expensive. It used to be the thing that cost more than real, and now it's the opposite. And I think
it's like filler.
What's going to happen is, going back to what we were saying about like dead internet, no more data, is in the next couple years, assuming we still have a country, people with humanities degrees, assuming a degree is still valued or reading is allowed for women and people of color.
We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
Clock's ticking.
There will people with humanities degrees and people who can do critical thinking and read a lot are going to be in high demand, because there was this like over index on STEM. And people are like, college is useless, or why, learn practical stuff, learn business. But billionaires, what they talk with their children about at the dinner table is the classics. Yeah. Is a classical education, is philosophy, is history, is other languages. And I think that's something we need to remember, with all this anti-intellectualism going on, like the Instagram the people who work at Instagram don't let their kids on the platform.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Supposedly.
No, they don't. Yeah. Why would they?
I mean, I think that they don't, but it's also like kids just get away with it is what I'm saying. Like, how many Instagram accounts are there? Like, it's so hard to, for kids not to get on there.
Like, I don't think I'm going to have kids at this point. But I thought about this. How would you would take away like any type of social cohesion for your kid?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's what's so strange about it to me is that
they would be
forget.
Ostracized.
Yeah, that's how it is, and it wasn't like that even when I was growing up. I mean, I was on the very end of it. I'm like lucky enough to be like, I think.
How old are you? If you don't mind.
I was born in 1998, so I graduated class of 2016.
All right.
It says in that coffee cup. There it is. That dates me right there.
Cool.
And so it's like, to me, I mean, you get iPhone in like 2008, and even then, people weren't like into phones until probably 2012, and they still weren't into them like they are now until like 2015. I would say like there was 2012 to 2015 is when people really started. But it like at first it was just kind of like a thing people kind of did.
So I'm still on a family plan. So don't judge yourselves if you are over 30 and still on your parents' cell phone plan. That's also because they've basically
I'm holding on tight. You know,
if I were to try to move off, it would cost them more money.
You know what's funny? My mom just got new phones on the plan. She lives in Michigan. She's driving here to me today to drop off the phone. Like literally the day that we talk. That family plan is making her have to drive because she doesn't want to have to keep dealing with.
Oh my God! So
she's paying like I just had a dream last night about this. That's crazy. I forgot I had the dream. Like somebody told me like, oh, the phone thing's becoming a problem. Like da 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 da. This is like a vague dream memory that's reoccurring. This must be in my psyche of this whole my mom delivering the phone situation.
Interesting.
But I swear to God, it was in my dream. You ever have something happen in your dream where it's like, oh, I must be thinking about that more than I thought I was.
Yeah, or like meta consciousness.
Yeah.
Perhaps maybe your parents were having a conversation and you were just like astral projecting into it.
Oh, maybe I was there. Maybe I was literally there.
Yeah. That's why they have all those baby pictures they're watching.
Yeah, exactly. I like your theory more than mine, honestly.
The astral projection. Yeah. But okay, so I think you're onto it with 2015 because that is the year my AT&T made my mom. I had a dumb phone. I liked my dumb phone. I liked life simple like that.
Flip phone type thing? Nokia?
Yeah, Nokia. I think it was like a Samsung. Whatever. It was a flip phone. It had some camera capabilities, and I could, if I needed to look for something on the internet, it would take me 5 minutes, but I could, and it would cost like, I would use it up one time a month.
Nice.
They forced my mother to switch to iPhone.
Oh.
They're like, you can continue with this phone, but it's going to be an extra like $60 a month, or
get the fancy new phone.
You can get this new phone. So, and I think that was like, forced on all of us.
Shame on them.
Yeah.
Wow. They literally forced you. Oh. It's crazy because now you have like a world where people want the dumb phones again. They're like, it's gone full circle.
Yes.
And people are like, we don't even want this. This thing is dangerous. I want a dumb phone again. Or it'll stop me from wasting my life.
So I actually, and they are not a sponsor. They do not sponsor me, but I use this. There's a couple different solutions out there, but I use one called Block.
Yeah.
And it's like a fridge magnet that has, I forget the fancy acronym for it, but it's, I hit an app and I go up and touch my phone to the fridge magnet and then it blocks whatever apps I want it to be blocked. And it's not like the ones on your phone. I have to physically go back to my fridge and bleep to like get Instagram again, or they also have like a credit card tapper I carry as well for it. And it's been so nice to be more present. I'm less stressed. I sleep better because I don't know if you find yourself doing this, but you might be like, oh, I got to text my mom real quick. And then you're like, how the fuck did I end up on Instagram? Like,
no, that's like the problem is like, and I think that the problem is it's like everything right there all at once. Like you're not supposed to have that. That's the dangerous thing. Because it's like, that's why it took me forever to figure out books. Because I think that's the difference between a book and the internet. Yeah, you could actually probably find a lot of information that's in a book on the internet. You probably can. It's not as easy, but you probably could find it. Whereas like you have a book, you have like the streamlined source of information, all like one piece of consciousness for you to consume right here. It's right there in the book. But when you go on the internet, you're everywhere. You could just go any which direction, and that's the problem. Is it's so easy. And if you have a brain like my brain, you can't have that. You can't have that because it's going to be very hard for you to get anything done. You have to zero in. You have to focus. You have to like find the one thing and only do that. And the internet is dangerous. Instagram, I'm only going to post something. And then like after I post, I'm like, oh, well, I better like look at people's stories just to be like supportive.
Yeah. Or I need to engage with some comments and stuff. That's important. Oh my God. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
I'm like building my own business right now. Yeah, fuck you, big tech. No, so I'm building my own consultancy, and it's helping people with like their LinkedIn presence.
Ooh.
And having to explain, especially like comedians or other people who maybe are already professionals, but haven't yet they're underusing this platform. It's not monetized. That's why a lot of people don't bother on LinkedIn, but it's the best way to like present yourself as a legitimate business.
That's what I've heard.
The biggest
and
thing,
that it's
though,
really good for like people who are looking to like employ you and want you for work. Like it's that type of thing.
It is now. I will say because of like over indexing on AI, it's full of people that are unemployed, and there's a lot of like ghost jobs and garbage, etc. So
what do you mean indexing on AI? Like,
So this is like some inside baseball coming from like tech and like AI-based tech platform world. So the main success metrics, like how you measure something being successful in, like with AI, is time saved or productivity. All right, but those are not sexy metrics. People don't care about that. And when you're a startup, they want new customers. They want revenue. They don't care about costs saved.
Right.
They care about they don't care about money that's staying in. They care about money coming in the door, which is very short-sighted. Because AI can't print money, you need human cognition to like make it do things. Now all these people who are like, our AI platform will streamline your pipeline and sales process. It's not actually doing that because you still need humans to do it.
Right.
So what's happening is a lot of these companies are like, oh fuck, we spent it's like Russian dolls almost. We spent $1 million on buying an AI platform from a company that spent $1 million buying an AI platform that spent a company like buying this, and none of it is making us more customers.
Yeah.
So now we just need to fire employees to show that we're profitable. So that's like you have all the companies, big companies that have laid off thousands of people in the past year and said AI can do it, are quietly walking that back. So a lot of people use Spotify's CEO saying no one gets new headcount unless you can prove AI can't do the job. But people aren't referencing Klarna's CEO saying we fired a bunch of people last November, and then in April saying we made a mistake. Mark Benioff and Salesforce, one of the biggest companies in the world, they're pushing all this AI agent bullshit. They regret getting rid of like upward of 4,000 people because AI can't do the stuff they say it does.
Right.
So a lot of companies, one, fired a bunch of people just to show that the numbers are still going up.
Uh-huh.
Two, now have to show that they're still growing even if everything's on fire internally. So they put out what's called ghost jobs that aren't real jobs with no intention to hire.
Okay. And that's what they're doing at LinkedIn.
Yes. So that's a big problem on LinkedIn right now. And because LinkedIn has made stuff with ChatGPT, and you now have easy apply, you have people who are so desperate for jobs. They're like, oh, cool. All I got to do is click one button and this sends my resume. So now recruiters who might be managing maybe 2 real jobs get 1,000 applications.
Yeah.
500 of them aren't suitable. Yeah. So it's a garbage in, garbage out problem there too. But what I was...
And people are just wasting their time.
Yeah. Yeah. It sucks too, because just seeing like even like family friends, especially older family members being like, oh, I applied to all these jobs. And I'm like, those aren't real. You need to like go directly on their website. You need to find somebody who works at the company, talk to them.
Right.
Like, yeah. But if you need help with your LinkedIn, hit me up. But what was I saying? There was a reason why I brought it up. Helping people with LinkedIn.
Well, because you brought up,
authenticity.
Authenticity. Well, you're doing the link. You brought up that you did the LinkedIn probably for some reason that was essential.
We'll look at it in post.
Roll it back. And then after we were done recording, she'll be like, oh, what I meant to say was...
Yeah, like in the shower 2 days later, I'll be like, damn it.
Yeah.
But I think just with, it's like you have to be, I don't remember what it was, but I know with LinkedIn, people buy shit from people that are themselves.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
buying decisions are made from your network or from like people you trust, not from someone like cold DMing you shit.
Yeah. Well, and like the hardest thing to do is to get started in any network. But like you have to do that. You have to get started. Like you do have to like create connections. Because to me, that's like, it's kind of just true to life and everything. It's just the way it is. Like it's the connections you make that make the real tangible difference in your life. Like those connections that you go outward and you make them.
There's a word for that too. So like statistically, your next job is going to come from what are called your weak ties. So your strong ties are the people you see every day, maybe for like the comedy community, your neighbor, but your weak ties are like, maybe you go to a bar like twice a month to do trivia. Your waitress.
Right.
That's your weak tie.
Interesting.
Because those people are connected in groups that aren't people you already encounter.
Right.
So they think of it like fractals, or like the way a network expands.
I think of it like a spider web.
Yeah, like a spider web. Exactly.
That's what I like to think.
And that's how that works. Like statistically, your next job is going to come from like your barber's cousin.
Right. And to me, that's the cool part, is that it's not the connections you expect. Like,
yes.
That's the best part, is that, and that makes it validates all those connections that you make along the way. To me, it's like, it makes me believe in those.
Yes.
That like to continue doing that.
100%.
Because it's always like when you look back, that's what it is. It's the I didn't know there was a term for it.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Weak connections.
Your weak ties. Yeah. Your strong ties are like who's like your in-group, your community, but that could be the people. It's the bridges.
And that's what you always expect it to be, is the strong ties. That's what you would. That's just what makes the most sense. But that's not how it plays out.
Like,
yeah.
When I was laid off a couple years ago from tech, and everybody, it was bad. Like it was like in 2023, like Amazon laid off a bunch of people, Facebook did, and basically recruiters were telling me, because you are Victoria, you are very qualified, you would normally get hired right away, but because everyone laid off all these Facebook and Amazon people, like you're no longer top of the pile. Like,
yeah.
So buckle up is what a lot of people told me. Like you'll get a job, but it's going to take like a year and it's not your fault. So what I did, instead of just being in the same tech circles,
you might starve, you might lose your house.
I know. I had left my apartment in New York. I had to move back in with my mother, sleep on their couch.
Damn.
And I went from like helping my family support things, paying
Shout out
for
that
shit,
family plan. Shout out that family plan, because
to like literally being like, I have to sell stock, and how much does my plasma go for nowadays?
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, but it's okay. We have a redemption arc. But
That's
what
right.
I did is it took all my friends who had jobs outside of tech, and I asked to have informational interviews with their bosses. Because I'm like, I know I can do a lot of shit. I've just been in this one industry for 10 years. Let me talk to people that don't even know what the fuck this is. And I got to produce a commercial for Coca-Cola that way.
Wow.
Like I got to walk dogs. I got to do some really cool stuff that I would have done if I hadn't stepped outside of that spider web.
Yeah, right. It just produces these opportunities you wouldn't even expect. Yeah. And it, in such an organic way. Like that's the difference too, is it's not the same thing as like if you, like I really think it's just about your intentions and where you're aiming and all this. Like I really think that stuff matters, because it's like, even if you ask somebody, what's your version of success? Like to me, that's an important question, because whatever the answer is defines all of their actions and whether or not their actions align with their goal. Because if you say to me, like, your goal is, I want to be famous in 5 years, I want everybody to know my name, and you're like currently not doing anything to achieve that, then I'm thinking like, oh, okay, well, this is just unrealistic. But if you say, I just want to like make enough money off my art to support myself. Like if you say something like that, in 5 years, that success to you is just making enough money to support myself off my art. Well, then to me, it's like, you could be doing anything. Like you could just be doing anything. But if you're trying to be like the best ever, you better be trying to be the best ever. And like people just have unrealistic goals sometimes. They set this goal in their mind. It's like, why are you doing this to yourself? And if you really want that, you should be doing everything.
Yeah.
You should be like dying for this. That's the only way that's going to happen, is trying so hard that you're unignorable. But if you just want to get by, you just want to have a good time, then do anything. Like, it doesn't even matter anymore. But I think people destroy themselves with these goals. They just create these ideas, and it's like, just either enjoy it or don't.
Or like
make an idea and then like stick with that. Just do that. You won't die so hard.
Or a lot of like I mean, they say this with like manifestation or woo woo stuff, but to live the end product already. So like, if you want to be undeniable, if you want to be the best comedian, one of the best comedians, most expert comedians ever, what does that person's life look like?
That's cool, because I remember there's a guy, I think it's Legendary Tattoo, and I was in a job training program. It was called Teen Quest. And so I was in Teen Quest, and I did that whole program. And after the program, like, or maybe it was part of it, we all go to this seminar, and it's just this guy who's a tattoo artist. And that was one of the things he said that always stuck with me. It was like, if your goal is to play Madison Square Garden, you should wake up as if you played Madison Square Garden yesterday, and you're doing like the thing after that.
Yeah.
And I thought, whoa, like, because that's how you should think about success. Because that's the problem with it, is people have this idea, and so even once you achieve that, let's say you get all the success you want, you're gonna wake up the next day regardless. Like, even if you get what you want, you're gonna wake up the next day. So it's more realistic to think, what would that person do? Because then you're already in that mindset when it finally happens.
Yeah.
You've already trained yourself to think properly. Whereas like, if you're really just building this thing up, you're gonna feel so deflated and disappointed. It's like doing the Olympics. Like, it's over. You achieved the goal. It's over. Now you have to like do something else.
Yeah. Or like when you just said play Madison Square Garden. So as a hip hopper, Run the Jewels, their song Live at the Garden. I believe it's from RGD. It's from the second or third album. That's before they played Madison Square Garden.
That's cool. Yeah.
But yeah,
I never thought about it that way.
But I think that's again, if you want to be the best comic, what are you doing? What does Joan Rivers do? I have a friend who used to write for her. The first thing she would do when she would come off stage is, fucking packed house, huge show. She had a tape recorder. She'd immediately be listening to what hit and what didn't, even though she is already validated in that way. But that's what Joan Rivers is doing. You want to be Joan Rivers? Cool. At the moment you step off stage, that's usually what I do, is like, I'll run with my voice recording. I'll go stand outside to see like what got the bigger pops or not, just because then you like, it's getting solidified in your brain a little bit. Because I don't know, I black out sometimes when I'm on stage. I'm like, that was amazing. I don't remember what I said, and I don't remember if they laughed or not. I need to go figure that out.
You do it immediately though, like Joan did?
Usually try to do it within 30 minutes, because or else I'm gonna forget to, or
interesting.
While it's fresh.
It's still fresh. Yeah. That's interesting. That's interesting. She did that, and like, that's something I think too. Is like, because again, it's what your aim is. I want to be the best. And so if you want to be the best, you have to like look at people who you think are the best and then think, well, why did they do that?
What is their day like?
What makes them different? Yeah. Like, what makes them think that way? In a way, that's why I think it's cool that like podcasts and interviews have become what they are, just because you do get that in a way you never got it before. Like, that's something that's changed with the modern world, is we do see actors come and talk for 2 hours on a show. You never saw that in the 90s. You would never, ever see an actor have an extended conversation where they're trying to be like real and relatable. That just didn't exist. And now they're doing like 40-minute conversations where they're trying to just be a regular person.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and it's funny seeing politicians do it, because I don't think it's happened yet. I don't think one politician's pulled it off. It's so hard to be like the cool politician on a podcast. It just doesn't exist. You can't do it. You're a politician by nature. It doesn't work.
I think Obama came close.
You know who was doing it pretty well? What's his name? He was doing the whole universal basic income stuff. He was really big on that. New York. You know who it is? He had Shane Gillis on his podcast. Like, it was like very early on, he had Shane Gillis on, because he was an Asian, and this was around like the cancellation allegations.
Oh shit!
You know, it's on the tip of my mind. I should know his name,
because he was also like, AI is going to be a big problem. Everybody,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
And they're like, you're full of shit.
Get out of here, dude. But anyway, that guy, somebody knows it, and he had a great podcast. Yeah. I mean, he did a good podcast. I didn't listen to a whole bunch of it, but it was every time I would listen to it, I'd be like, oh, okay, this is all right. But it's like Gavin Newsom has a podcast now. It's like, what is this world?
Well, because rightfully so, their social media managers are all Gen Z baddies who are like, you just need to feed the beast. You need to keep giving content.
And the thing is, I think these politicians are realizing, like, oh, you don't even have to say policies. You just have to be a vibe. You just have to go out there on the podcast. You got to be a vibe. Like, that's the new mentality. Well, just be a vibe, bro. Just be cool, bro.
It goes back to what I was saying. People buy shit from people they like. It doesn't necessarily have to be the best product or the whatever. And that's why so many people voted for baby girl. Yeah,
pure vibes. It's all pure vibes now. You know, I mean, like, I think it's interesting because you just see people fall for this trick over and over. It's like a story as old as time to me. It's like, it should be obvious. I feel like once you've seen this pattern enough, you become conditioned against it. But still, there'll be another politician, anybody who comes along, and they're gonna just be like, "No, dude, like I'm chill. I'm not like those other guys." And it's like if you've just been in a million toxic relationships, and another guy says the exact same thing to you, it's like you should know by now that you're getting yourself in another toxic relationship.
Yeah.
At this point, it's kind of on you. Like, that's how I feel like we are as a country. It's like, how are we getting into this again, guys? Come on, guys.
Because
it's like, we can't keep doing this because we look silly now. We look silly. Like, now it's Mom Dami and he's cool. He's like the cool, relatable vibe. I'm telling you, it won't last. He's too cool. Nobody's that cool. That's not how it works. He's a politician. He's gonna, like, 2 years from now, 4 years from now, he's gonna be like, hey guys, I know I said I liked that Ja Rule album, but I actually never really listened to it. In an interview, he'll get asked a question and he didn't even know the lyrics.
Yeah. That's really funny.
I'm telling you.
I think part of it too, and this is why I haven't wanted to do politics. So, like, people told me when I was like younger, like, you should do this, and I was like, I've already spoken.
It's a tough thing.
But it's because at least in the dual party system in the U.S., you can't get anything done without working with the other side, which means you have to compromise and make concessions. And that's when I think people are like, fuck you. Like, you said you were for this and you were for the trees. Point. And I'm like, I had to just give up the trees to get the books. Sorry.
Yeah. And that's the thing that
you can't win.
It's kind of unavoidable. Like, I thought the same thing. I thought, you know, I care about issues and I would like to make a difference. But I think the problem is when you're in a system that's like that, you're forced to, I think, like, even people who start off with the best of intentions, like when you see a politician who comes out and they really are talking differently than everybody else, that is real and that's true. But what happens is they then get to a point where they do achieve that political success and they are faced with that same dilemma, just on in a more real way, where it's like, oh, you want to keep this power that you have. The only way you're going to do that is by making concessions and doing these things that you are saying you're never going to do. You're just going to have to start doing stuff like that if you want to stay in this system.
Yeah.
And that's the problem is I think money is the root of all evil. And I think a lot of it, you could just chalk it up to, there's so much money invested in this system. How are you ever going to change it? How are you ever going to get people who invest in this to ever be convinced there's a better way? Because it's not like they're losing. So, like, what do? How do you then change the rules of the system so that the system is a better system? It's like the same, I think, money in politics and medicine, it's like probably the root of 99% of the problems that you see stem outward from that. Because people just want money and they're going to do things for money, and that's going to ruin the integrity of the entire system, and it just bleeds out over time.
Yeah, I mean, lobbying.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, like,
and
super
pharma,
lobbying.
And this is something I've seen, because I have like a lot of European friends, and especially for some reason Threads is serving me all of these sassy non-Americans being like, why aren't you in the streets? Why you guys are like morally corrupt? I'm like, that might be true to some degree, but also, like, our system, like, we have lobbyists, we have health insurance tied to employment.
Yeah.
We, don't have a functioning infrastructure system at a national level.
Yeah.
Like, just all of these things that should have never been allowed to be incentivized. Like, when you have, for-profit medical care, no one's ever going to be focused on medicine to actually make people better because that doesn't make money.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But selling medicine does make money. And like my mom, she's a nurse right now, and all the nurses at her hospital are on strike because there's this whole thing with like the travel nurses, and when the contract negotiations come around, the hospital does more for these travel nurses and pays these travel nurses more, but the customer is the one who loses, like the patient, because they're going to go to the hospital, and these travel nurses, you don't get like the security. It's
There's
like,
no continuity of care.
Exactly. It'd be like if you went to a restaurant and the servers were different every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It'd be like that, where if you ask a question about a meal, they're just going to not have a good answer, or they'll fake an answer because they don't actually know, because they haven't worked there for a long time. And every hospital is different. This is something you would know if you worked in hospitals. So it's like, it's just crazy to me, the levels to which corners are cut, and just the different ways you'll see things go wrong. And it's all kind of the same stem. Like, it's just the fact that these people cannot make enough money. There's never a point when they're like, you know what, we won.
We're good. We've had enough. We're full. Well, that's
there's gotta be something.
Everything is a lot of it's all bought by private equity now too.
Yeah.
And what private equity does, like at all costs, and that's the whole thing with like going back to the problems you talked about with AI and movies right now and everything else, is that everyone's thesis is we must make more numbers than we did last year, and the thingy has to keep going up this way.
Yeah.
And
to the point where they'll fake it.
Yeah. Or like start to, again, like, well, we're just going to fire people because we're not selling enough stuff. And then we'll say that's why it's going up right now.
Yeah.
But you can't, there's not infinite, you reach a point. You reach a ceiling at some point, and I think that's going to happen in the next 5 years.
I mean, it's just funny. Like, the housing crisis happened, and that was not you'd think that would be the point. Like the banking housing crisis, where the whole thing collapses. You'd think that'd be the point where the lesson is learned, and it'd be like, all right, we can't do that again. And it's not.
But
because if you just put everything in a bubble, the bubble pops. It's almost as simple as that. You're just blowing up this
bubble. Because
bubble.
American individualism, the whole, like, we founded this country on the concept of, like, rights. Well, supposedly, it was founded by some rich white guys. But, like, rights of the, like, individual that is not a woman or a black person. But, and because of the individualism, the housing market crash in 2008, a lot of people who suffered the most from it took it as their own personal failing.
Yeah.
Not the system that failed them, because that's not what we're taught. We're taught, at least we were taught when we were kids, I think we were the last of them, if you work hard enough, you will get what you'll get what you want out of the system.
Yeah.
But nothing is guaranteed to you unless you work hard. Now, that's why, I'm the oldest of 6 kids. So my youngest siblings, some of them are just like, what's the point? It doesn't matter how hard you work.
Yeah.
You're still going to get fucked. We saw that happen in 2008. We saw that happen again. And this time, and that time, and that time.
Yeah. I mean, I think about it like it's like growing up with parents who lie to you, and at a certain point you just have trust issues with your parents.
Yes.
That's like how I think about my country's relationship with the government. It's like our parents just lied to us when we were growing up, and we figured out they were liars when we got older, and it's like, oh, like now I just can't trust mom and dad. Like, I want to believe them, but they've ruined our relationship by, like, when I was a kid, they told me so many things, and now I look back at those clips and I'm like, wait, you said what?
Yeah.
You said what?
And part of it too is because our country is so young.
Yeah. It really is.
200 years old, and like,
I think of it like an experiment in a sense.
Well, because a lot of the decisions being made by lobbyists, P&E companies, all of these, like, people pulling the strings for us, they're all being they're not thinking 5 years ahead. They're thinking, like, how much can I squeeze out in the next year?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, China's like, we think in centuries. We've been around forever. And like, so does Europe or other things. Whereas we are like, let's burn it to the ground,
Yeah. Well, because, like, I mean, the history of it. America's founded on revolution. America's founded on this idea of embracing individualism in a way that other countries never really have. Like, that whole idea that you have of independence and democracy, that actually is relatively new. And so I think what we see play out over those 300 years is like the same types of, like, the core idea is good. And that individualism that had never really been achieved before that. It is an experiment. So how do you achieve that? But what happens is, I think, like, corporate interests. Again, money. It's just like that creeps into that idea over time, and there's no checks on this stuff. Really, if you just had a way to check and balance that system, it could work. But if you just let it roll, like if you just let it steamroll everything, you are going to get like people who just hoard stuff, and people who, because you need rules to stop that from happening.
Yeah.
But then people like,
now you're describing socialism.
well, democratic socialism,
Yeah.
or at least, and then the problem with it is like people invest all their eggs in one basket. Like I don't think any particular social system ever fully works. Like if you went all the way with anything, people will probably, it's going to be the same thing every time. People who want money and all the resources, who would take advantage of others, are going to take advantage of others, and you have to then think of a way to prevent that within your system. That's how you make a good political system. You stop people from taking it over and ruining it.
But every system, and that's like the problem with a lot of economics theories and projections out there too, is the current system was designed to under the assumption that human beings are rational actors, but they're emotional ones.
Yeah,
they're not rational. We are emotional beings, and so you can't.
And I think we are emotional beings that make up rational reasons for our emotions.
Yeah.
Like we think we know why we did what we did, but if you really try to explain it, it's usually based on an emotion first.
My daddy didn't hug me, or something like that. That's why we have all the problems in government. If the fucking boomers had just hugged their kids.
More hugs.
Yeah.
More hugs, less drugs. It's the truth. It's the truth. I'm sorry, but that might be my new merch.
That's
more
new
hugs,
merch.
less
More
drugs.
hugs, less drugs. I mean, yeah. There's also plenty.
I just
of
think there's a
studies
connection. Is all. I think there's a connection. I think a lot of people wouldn't seek that validation through a drug if they got a hug. That's what I'm saying.
100%. Yeah, that's. It's also like better for your immune system. Like loneliness.
Yeah.
Is like way worse for you.
Yeah.
Than smoking, I think, is like one of the things.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm 100% sure. It'd be like if you, like sunlight, even that, like just going out and getting sunlight. If you just are lonely, you just sit inside all day, that's a sad existence. Like that'd be the most depressing thing you could do, is just not go outside.
Yeah. And that's, my friend who's a doctor did explain that a lot of her patients who are Gen Z and Gen Alpha all have vitamin D deficiencies. So everyone take vitamin D, go outside, like
literally touch grass.
Yeah.
Literally try it out, because I mean, like, for me, it's why I'm thankful I have a dog. Honestly, it's one of the things that keeps me going outside every day. You have to walk your dog.
Yeah.
You have no choice.
And like a sense of purpose and accountability to something else.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
important.
All that stuff matters. Yeah. And like, there's neuroscience to the fact that you just need sunlight. Like, I mean, like you wake up faster if you get sunlight early in the morning. Like that's a real thing. Your body's trained to do it.
And like vitamin D, like I have to take a vitamin D supplement. So I have ADHD and I am a woman who bleeds. But turns out vitamin D is like the preamble to make all that shit work.
Yeah.
Like it's like you need vitamin D to make dopamine work in your brain. You need vitamin D to keep your periods from being all crazy. Like you need it. It's kind of like one of the, like the step 1 or 2 building blocks of so many processes in your body. So that's why you feel like ass if you don't go outside enough.
Yeah. And it does like so much. I mean, just so much. I mean, I just think like people, like you need a real connection with the world. Even it's as simple as that. Like you could, I think it's the same thing with like a social life. Like you can't have nothing. You just can't have nothing. And if you have nothing, you have to find something and make something, because you just slowly go crazy if you feel like you don't have an outlet and friends and people to talk to. It's a terrible thing. And I think so many people are trapped in that. So many people,
especially right now with like remote work.
Yeah.
And the abolishment of the third place. You know what third place is?
No.
So a third place is a place that isn't your home or work.
Oh, okay.
So like shopping malls, movie theaters, cafe, these are things like I had in my 20s that. Whereas like my friends who are I don't have friends who are teenagers. My like younger siblings, my younger siblings and stuff. They're like they have nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. If you're like under 21, you have nowhere to hang out.
Right. There's not like a socially acceptable gathering place like the mall. Really, that's a big one. It's so crazy how that's changed. Like malls are just abandoned now. Every single one is just kind of dead. And it used to be the case that people would gather at malls. Like if you look at footage from the 90s of people in malls, it's this very strange feeling you get.
Yeah.
Because it's like, whoa, people don't do that anymore. And like I think phones ruined it too, because even if you get people in a social gathering, they're not all looking around at each other, and you can't unbreak. You'd have to have no phones for 5 to 10 years just to break it. Like I think that's just a lost relic now. It's a very strange thing to look at because it's so fundamentally different. And yeah, how do you bring that back? Like I mean, I think community events and stuff is cool. Like I think Chicago has a lot of community, so that's like or maybe like, you know, when you see like a farmer's market, that's a cool way to combat something like that, like a real social gathering. That's like a dedicated thing for that, but it's not as common. It's definitely not as common. Or maybe like I just talked to a guy, he did this movie right here. I don't know if it's on camera, but it's Loose Ends. And so he put together like a whole film festival, like a mini film festival for his movie. And his idea is like he wants to do that at, he did it at Remova Theater. He wants to do it at the Light Box. I want to get the name right.
Music Box,
yeah. So he's going to do it he wants to do it at Music Box next. And the whole idea is to make a community experience at a theater. So where it's like almost like a mini film festival, and it's like you show 7 indie films with people you know. And to me, that's how you do it. That's how you bring the community back to like the community. You have to actually make stuff like that. And I think Roast Battle even does that with comedy. They bring a community to Chicago in this way.
Yes, that is. I hadn't thought about it. Yeah, community based on shitting on people. Actually, I get to, shameless plug, I get to panel for my first time for them at the end of the month at Zany's Rosemont. So that's gonna be
snap.
Fun. Yeah.
So I think this comes out beginning of February. It just happened.
Awesome.
You just did it.
Follow me and you will see the clip of me roasting people battling.
Yeah.
But I think if I got to, with regards to because I love throwing house parties. I love like building community. I was an RA, but in Canada with 18-year-old drinking age and a harm reduction policy with drugs. So I was not a narc. I was like a cool older sibling. Like, oh, you're going to do shrooms? Cool. Here's a fuzzy blanket. I'll see you in the morning.
Nice.
And part of that is kind of like being a comedy host where you're finding out who's in the room and making connections for people.
Yeah.
And I think that is a lost art. And what I would want to think more of is as I start to produce more like shows and events, granted, there's not like a mingling section so much after like comedy shows, but having an option when people come in to check their phones, like in the pouches. Mm-hmm. So like a lot of times when like you go to certain comedy clubs and someone big is going to drop in, they make everyone put their phones in pouches so you can't film the material because they're going to like practice the special or something. But I've been to parties in New York, not here yet, but where you check your phone at the door.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. But it's interesting to see how a lot of people can't handle that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And they might say, "Oh, I'm overstimulated," and I'm like, "No, I think you're actually. I don't think you're overstimulated. I think it's you're used to using the phone to not have to engage with people."
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's a very odd thing watching people relearn, right? That's the thing. Like my problem is, I think I'm just not capable of doing both at once. So like if I'm with people, I'm never on my phone because I just won't be, because if I were to be on my phone, it's like I have to like do something else with my mind. That's different. Like I take forever to send text messages. I don't think I'm built for the phone. I think I'm just trying my best to translate myself through it, but I don't think I'm made for this because like I'm an in-person person. That's how I think. And so it's like, for me, it's hard to even understand. Like I have to like empathize with these people, or I have to sympathize. I can't empathize because I don't actually know what that is. Like I can't get I don't want to like escape when I'm in a social situation. I feel like I'm like losing it when I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's something happening in front of me and I'm trying to do this. Like if I'm trying to watch the sunset per se, it's a good example.
Oh yeah.
You're looking at the sunset and then you're like, oh, I could get a good picture of this on my phone. And then you start to try to get the picture and then all of a sudden you're not looking at the sunset anymore. It's like, what am I even doing now? Like what even is this?
Yeah.
So and if I spend any more than like 10 seconds getting that picture, I'm like annoyed with myself now. I'm like, I gotta just enjoy the sunset. I'm ruining it.
Yeah.
And it's like, because you're doing two completely different things. One of them is like this thing where you're trying to like get your phone to get it, but your phone's never gonna get it. And like one time I learned this like for real. It was the 4th of July and I was at the White Sox Stadium, or what do you call that stadium now?
U.S. Cellular Field, but Comiskey Park.
Comiskey Park. Yeah, but it's called like Guaranteed Rate Field. I hate that name so much. God, I hate that name.
I'm gonna dead name the fuck out of that park. Comiskey Park. All right.
Everybody does. Yeah. Guaranteed Rate Field. Come on. Like I hate when companies buy something and they just give it the worst possible name. Like they just name it like an ad. Like come on. That'd be like if it was you literally just call it I don't know, like not Tubi. What's the one that was like they had a bunch of Super Bowl ads and it's just like a Chinese like Temu. Like it'd be like if you had Temu Field. That's literally what
everything's
it's like.
falling apart and way smaller than you think it is.
Yeah, really on brand.
These chairs are foam. What?
Wait a minute, where'd they get the Temu? They got it from Temu.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, I was there and it was the 4th of July and I remember I'm sitting up towards the top and it's like I could hear when the fireworks are starting to go off, but it's like towards the end of the game. So I'm like, oh, I don't really care about that. I don't care about baseball. So I get up and I walk and I go around the corner and dude, it was like because of the place I was standing and the fact that it's like open out where you're looking out. Yep. It's not like being in the city. It's like you're looking out and there's all this open area. You could just see fireworks for miles. And I remember you're surrounded by them. It wasn't like it was like the most expensive fireworks show I could have possibly imagined because it's literally you're surrounded by fireworks.
Yeah,
and
360,
so
you're up in the air.
It was crazy. And I remember I tried to use my phone to capture it for a moment and I just was thinking like, oh, there's no way I could even get the scale of this at all on this phone. Like there's no way I could depict what is happening right now through this phone to the point where I just had to like put my phone down and just watch the fireworks for 20 minutes. And I wanted to film it, but I couldn't film it because there's no way. It was literally nothing. And it was the coolest fireworks show ever. And it like re-taught me the lesson. Like sometimes in life, it's not about getting your phone out and making something look cool and telling everybody, hey, this is what I experienced. Sometimes it's like just being it, experiencing. Yeah. That's what life is. That's what life is. And you ruin it when you try to do too much. And so maybe you can try just for a second, but don't waste it because you're going to lose it. And like life just tries to tell me this over and over and over again. And now we're all ruined because we're all cyborgs. We all have this. I think it's just hard to escape it. It's hard to bust out a book instead of your phone. It's hard to like you have to make the choice to do it. Rather than just do it, you know? And also I think if you're a creative person, like if you are somebody who's trying to get your art out there, you feel even more trapped. Because like I couldn't get rid of my social media. I literally couldn't. I'm not allowed. Like I would just, my dreams are not attainable anymore if I give up social media. Yeah. Which sucks to admit.
It's,
because every time I'm at a party and someone says to me, oh, I don't have Facebook. I'm like, you bless your heart. Like you don't have Instagram? I'm so glad to hear you say that. Like I'm actually happy for them. Like because I can't do that.
The only creatives I know adjacent to like comedy or film that don't necessarily need a social media are writers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And even then, I'm sure they get caught in situations where it's probably just inconvenient for them not to have one.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like because people reach out through Instagram and stuff all the time. Like even that, you're probably somehow missing opportunity by not having the easy way to reach you. Like there's just little things where it's so inconvenient to not have social media.
With because I think a lot of creatives I think who are actually they are the type of people who maybe grew up without TV, read more books, like autism, no. But
they look inward. They look inward.
Dorks,
all right.
No. I mean, I wasn't allowed to have TV for a while, but anyway, so it's
cool to be a nerd now.
Yeah,
actually, it all turned around. It's cool now.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was cool, and maybe it's not going to be cool again. I don't know where we're at in the nerd thing.
Yeah, it's funny because like, okay. So like my dad is a Republican and he'll try to do some like anti-intellectualism stuff. I'm like, dude, you made me go to college and you like instilled that. Hold on, you can't pivot this. Also, you have an MBA. What are you doing?
You're the reason I have debt.
You can't just what? Yeah. But with creatives, I feel so bad because I run an open mic and I'll get new. It's very welcome. It's called Out by 10. It's from 8 to 10 on Wednesdays at Gracie O'Malley's. So yeah, it's especially for people that you have to be somewhere in the morning or you have kids or you're driving in from the suburbs. But we're very welcoming for new comics. And we will try to tag people in like a boomerang when they're on stage, and we'll ask people for Instagram. And a lot of the newer ones will say, I don't have social media. Then I'm like, okay, you're going to reach a point in the next couple months where you're going to be like, how do I get on shows? And unfortunately, you're going to have to make a social media. I respect why you're doing this, and I wish I could do it. But
you feel a responsibility to warn them,
yeah,
huh?
I'm like, you're going to, yeah, you need to, that's how you get booked nowadays. Sorry.
The truth. And it is
Yeah.
the truth. They need to know because they're just shooting themselves in the foot if they don't start earlier.
Yeah.
That's kind of...
Besides, the more your mental health tanks, the more funny you'll be. So it's going to feed each other at some
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
You can capture the collapse all on social media.
Yeah, like, oh, it's not good for me to be on social media. Oh, don't worry, neither is comedy. So
Yeah, right. What do you think we're doing here?
yeah.
Yeah, it's the beginning of the year, so I know at the beginning of the year you always get the new. Yeah, I didn't know. It's like the gym. It's just like when you
Yes.
go to the gym and you see new people at the gym in January. It's the same exact thing with like open mics and stand-up comedy. You're gonna see new faces from like January to February,
That and
March.
the end of whenever fantasy football season is.
Oh wow!
So-
I didn't know about
that's
that
like,
one.
I lost my league, so I told my bros that I would do stand-up comedy.
And they always kill. It's always so good.
They'll do it once, yeah. Well, those guys kill. Oh, this is what I'll say though. It's always the women who are like, well, I bought my husband a stand-up comedy class, but he couldn't take it, so I did, and I helped him write his best man speech in this, and I actually have a TV show already on NBC, but I'm not a good comedian. And then I'm like, what the fuck? They're the ones who they needed 20 people to tell them to do it, whereas the guy is like, I could do it.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
Yeah, so if you think you're a funny woman, go to an open mic. You're
Yeah.
already better than 50% of the people there.
Yeah, I mean, like the bar is low. That's kind of what's beautiful about open mics. You realize how low the bar is.
Yeah.
At the Gazelli's, I was with my friend Steve, and anybody who approached us, I said, "Hi, this is Steve. He's starting his open mic debut on Monday." And it's funny because he keeps calling it a show, and I keep going, "Steve, it's not a show. I'm trying to tell you, I'm debuting him at Trigger Warnings, so I don't know how this
that
is
is my
going to
favorite.
go."
Actually, that is one of my favorite places to send people to my favorite mics in
Oh,
Chicago.
really? Okay, that's good news. Because I was kind of worried they're going to go a little hard on Steve.
Well, they do have. I won't spoil it. They do have a special chant. They chant for newcomers.
Oh, boy.
And yeah, maybe I'll come to it on Monday. I like Trigger Warning because I started comedy. Stand-up. I started stand-up in Brooklyn as a lot of the token white person on a lot of shows.
Okay.
That's my experience. So I talk about a lot of...
Lucky you.
I know, right? But that means that, like, I grew up, like, again, I went to a diverse high school here in the city. And so a lot of my material is about, like, racial dynamics or about... me being in this room is already passively gentrifying it, even if I'm not trying.
Yeah.
And when I moved back here... my jokes about me being a Midwestern transplant, it did not make the Midwestern transplants in Chicago very happy.
Yeah.
So Trigger Warning's great because it's a diverse room and it actually like reflects what your environment will be like in a lot of other cities and a lot of not what's the word, monolithic spaces.
Yeah.
And you get to, if you do your most racist joke at the end of it, you get an extra minute of time. So yeah.
I know. That's nice.
And
And
it-
you were built on those.
But it
so-
forces you to actually be smart and think about like what is you commenting on something and making a joke versus what is you being racist. Because if you're just straight up like racist and not funny, you're not like you will sense the tension in the room.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
won't go back.
And then I think that's like what I'm worried about with Steve. It's an interesting scenario I'm in because he could go either way. He's like a coworker of mine who I think is funny, but I think he's funny like he's like reality show funny. He's like, I can't believe you would say something like that funny. Like you're one of
interesting.
those people that's like
Okay.
a character on a show. Like he's built for reality TV, and he's like, I think he's caught in this idea of like he needs to learn he wants to talk about his life, so he needs to turn his life into jokes.
Yeah.
And he ends up like talking about his his drama with his roommate, and it's like, we're in the writing room together, me and him. He just sent me this big long text to like I don't want
break
to
it down?
reveal his material, but
Okay.
maybe I should just like say what some of it is, because I mean the novelty of the situation is. I think this is just hilarious. Like the whole thing is funny to me. Like I'm walking up to people at the Gazelle saying, "Hey guys, this is Steve. He's starting comedy on Monday." Like that's a great way to introduce. Steve has high expectations. He's been introduced to many comedians already. He was standing there just smiling like this. I was his salesman that night. All right, so let's see what Steve had to say. I'm his agent. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. He said, "I just thought about this and wrote it down. So I recently started having sex with my massage therapist. At least that's what I've been telling people. I talk about my sex life 24/7. I find the more I talk about sex, the more I get laid. It's like the chicken and the egg. Am I getting laid because I'm talking about it? Or am I talking about it because I am getting laid?" That's a solid joke from Steve. That's not bad. Anyways, I really didn't fuck my therapist. He just put his feet all over my face while I masturbated. I love feet, man. I have tried to psychoanalyze this as well. Do I like feet because my mom stuck needles in my feet when I was 1? Or did my mom stick needles in my feet because I loved feet since I was born? See, I think it's got potential. I actually think that there's something there. Because he's so ridiculous, you don't know if this is for real. Like, I think on a stage, that's how it's going to come off.
And I think this goes back to what you're saying about authenticity.
He's so real,
the
bro.
The delivery of that is, I'm very curious to because you read that. There was pacing. There was you had inflections to it. It'd probably be a little bit slower on stage.
Yeah, you're right. I gave him comedic timing.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, so I'm curious. I'm curious to see how he will break that one down. But that is a funny.
There's structure to it. That's what I was surprised by. Is there's an actual structure. Like he set up a chicken in the
parallelism,
egg.
yeah.
Yeah, there's actually a running thread that's going on. I think he does sort of understand the craft of comedy in this way I didn't expect from him. I really thought he was just gonna go up there and talk about his day. So he's trying to make a joke, which is impressive to me. I'm actually wow, he's trying harder than I expected.
Yeah, I think too a lot of what I'm learning. And I feel like we're almost we're at time or something. Is let's see, I've been doing stand up seriously for a little bit over 3 years. I've been doing improv since I was a child and other entertainment stuff. But they say it takes 5 years to find your voice.
Yeah.
And I can feel the frontal lobe of comedy developing in real time, especially right now, in the past couple months, because I'm still saying the same things that I was saying when I first started, which were in their own right good jokes that are well written.
Yeah.
But now the way in which they are said and the attitude behind the delivery is what is starting to really turn things up to 11, as it were.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So I'm curious to see how your buddy does, and I wish him the best of luck.
Oh my Lord, we'll find out. It's a mystery. This could be the worst cosign of my life or the best. That's basically how I look at it, because I am signing him hard. I'm this man's the future. That's kind of what I was saying. Saying this guy's going to change the game. You guys just wait. Trigger warning, Monday. 10 sign up, 10:30 is when it starts. That's what I thought.
Every time I've tried to go early, they're like, "Oh, we're starting later tonight," which is why I don't go this much anymore, because I've had to wake up early to do stuff lately. But yeah, I want to say 10 or 10:30 is usually when it starts.
That's what I thought. Okay.
List. I think they drop the list sometimes around 9:30.
It's probably list 9. At least what it says on their poster. I think it says list 9:30, show at 10, or open mic at 10. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Okay. Oh yeah, Steve it's gonna be really interesting. He wants to earn his spot on the podcast too. I told him.
That's
I
cute.
don't even remember saying it to him, but I must have said, Steve, I'll have you on my podcast, but I want usually I have people who have something to promote, they're doing something on social media, and so now he wants. I think he's sort of building his comedy career to earn his spot on Ruse Radio, which it's so funny. He's walking around at work like, I don't know, these people, they go to open mics how many times? Like hundreds of times? Like, how am I ever gonna do that? Like, so they just do it all the time? Oh, that's crazy. I don't know how I'm gonna do. It's becoming his life. It's a very interesting thing to watch. And I wonder if this is just like a weekly obsession, or if this is the new Steve and I've just like turned the key and unlocked it, and this is actually the thing that's gonna propel him. He's gonna get more successful than me, and I'm gonna be like, what is going on?
Remember me, Steve.
Just shouting.
Yeah. Please take me with you to Mars. Like,
Steve, wait. Remember all that stuff I said at the Gazelles?
Yeah.
You said you were the best.
Yeah.
Come on.
You need to get him to sign a contract now.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Like, just make myself the manager.
Oh, you want to be on Ruse Radio? 10% of all future
That's
engagements?
actually, I could probably swing a good 20 or 30%. Just he'd be like, oh, you're my manager? You'll be my manager? I could talk him into that. Like, I could even show him this clip and show him that this is where it all started, and he'll be fine with it.
You even plugging him at the Gazelles is doing more than most managers do.
Dude,
so.
that's ridiculous.
Sorry if you're watching this to my manager. Not you. You're good.
Well, you're right. You're right. That's like, I think that's kind of the novelty is I am being such a manager, because a manager wouldn't even do that. A manager will just be like, they'll forget you're there, and they'll be there doing their own networking. Just do their own thing. Be like, I mentioned you that guy. I was talking to for 40 minutes. So how did you get involved with that open mic then? How does that begin?
Trigger warning?
Or out by 10?
Comedy? Cause so when I started stand-up in New York,
And because I had a background at Second City and in like performance, and New York is about like hustling. So how do I want to say this? I took to comedy very well when I started. I was already passed at a club within like 2 months. Like there's not as much ego because everyone is a rat drowning in the same ocean in New York. It is like everyone, cool, I have a spot at this club, and so does the guy from Wild and Out, and we are both sitting on milk crates because there's no real green room. Like there's no,
okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like everyone's helpful because you're all on the same level. Here, there's a pecking order. When I moved back here, I was very confused because I am Midwestern. I understand we want to see hard work from you.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen you suffer, so I don't, blah, blah, blah. And I was very shocked at how cliquey the scene was here.
Interesting.
Especially because what was weird to me is I was trying to be kind of deferential. Like, I haven't been doing this long, but I would also just like approach other like headliners or people who were very receptive to me just because I was coming in from New York. I knew other people they knew. I've entertained people on stage like prior to stand up. But my peers were like not nice at first. Like I remember telling a friend I'd been here, I was submitting the shows, doing stuff, and I was like, I can't get booked on anything right now. Is my tape bad? And she said, well, after my first showcase, it took me 6 months to get booked. I'm like, but I've been doing this I already have credentials. So all this to say, I believe that when you are benefiting from a community, you need to give back to the community.
Yeah.
And stand up is an inherently selfish practice. Like to be good at stand up, actually, you have to be like very self-centered.
Yeah.
I come from an improv background, which is all about what do you do for the good of the room? What moves the scene forward? You don't have to be the leading person. How can you help in service to the rest of your team?
Yeah.
And
people don't apply that type of thinking to stand up.
And unfortunately, I think some of the best stand-ups in Chicago are the people that they don't run shows, they don't run open mics, they are very selfish.
Yeah.
And like, that might be a quicker route to fame and success for them.
How I look at it is like if you're like that, your aim should then be like what I was saying earlier about goals. Your goal, if that's what you're doing and that's the right path, you probably only want to get popular here. That's probably what you want. Because in my mind, you would be community building and you would be doing you should know better. Like it's like you should know that community building is the exact thing that's going to spider web out and get you that success you want. So it's like to me, that's just a dumb goal to have. If you're like doing that and then thinking you're going to get this global acclaim, you have to work out of that. You can't you don't want to be popular in the small group. You want to be popular in a big group.
Chicago. And the thing is, the irony too, and it was like the people who have this attitude aren't actually from the city. They're not even from the suburbs. A lot of them are from out of the state, and they are here like gatekeeping the scene. Which I'm like, bitch, I'm from here. Sit the fuck down. Like, what have you done to help aside from increase everyone else's rent? Nothing. Like, and maybe that's also because I am like an eldest sibling. I feel a responsibility to help people that are just starting out. Not responsibility, maybe, or a good obligation, a duty. Like, it's what I've been captains of sports teams. Your job is to help the younger kids that maybe don't understand.
Well, it's like the thing we said about weak ties earlier. It's that you're developing weak ties when you do that.
I got my first show at the Den Theater because Jim Balderston came to my open mic when I had first started it. And he did his series, I think it's called Chai Lights, or Comedy You Deserve, I think is his.
That's his thing,
He put me on that. And a lot of people were like, oh, how did you get that? I got my first Laugh Factory show from Zach O'Ryan because a friend of a friend invited me to like a house party show in the suburbs. And I just was talking to Zach like a regular person, like, hi, I've just moved here. I can't figure out if my tape sucks or if there's some weird like clickiness. Like, he's like, oh, I'll book you on my show, no problem. Like, all of that was done through meeting people. Yeah. And usually through like helping them out, not knowing they could do something for me. But I think like I used to coach sports. I've coached soccer, coached basketball. And I think open mics in particular, I noticed there was a big, what I missed about New York is the amount of volume you can get in. You can get 5 mics in a night easy. So you have one piece of material you want to work on. By the end of the night, that thing is good. Yeah. Here,
because it's just the concentration of them.
The concentration of them, the fact that the train actually runs 24 hours and when it's supposed to, density of the city, etc. Here, Chicago, it does have much more of a hangout scene afterwards. That is the trade-off. Like New York, after like a independent show, there's no like, oh, it's cool and have a beer. Everyone is gone to go to the next show they have to do. So it is lonely in that way. But the open mic out by 10, I noticed that a lot of open mics were either you're sitting for 3 hours or you're sitting
Who doesn't love that?
Yeah. You're sitting for a really long time and they go late. And I looked at the spreadsheet on the Chicago open mic thing because I was working at a bar at the time that's now closed down. But the manager had done comedy in LA and said, if you want to run a mic here, we'd love to like help you. And I analyzed, and that was, the place was by the Western Blue Line. So I was like, all right, I'm going to make a run of it. When is the night when all the other mics are in this area? And that was Wednesdays. And I noticed there was like the Cole's open mic, which starts at 7. There's Easy Bar. There was one called like Duck Duck Goose or something. But there was this giant block in the middle. There's nowhere for people to hang out early and like in between. Okay. So Out by 10 was created. I used to call it the Gong Show because the bar had a giant gong you could bang after. But
the Gong Show.
Yeah, Out by 10 is just cool. You know that you're committing 2 hours. We cap it at 25 spots. You're out of there by 10. Like worst case scenario, you're leaving by 10. Like, yeah. So that's, and it's great because it's, you actually, oh cool. It's almost like an efficiency mic, but you can actually get in there and get out and do time. So yeah, that's how I got into that.
And you did it for how long now?
Let's see. I would say the official birthday. Well, I was doing it by myself, and then I brought on Quinn James and Hannah Belmont, like around July of 2024, and then Jeremy Plummer moved to help in maybe I want to say maybe like spring of 2025, and then I kind of had to take a step back in this past fall just because I had to travel so much for my day job. Yeah. And other stuff, but
that's the great thing about having other people helping, though.
Yes, like when we were all reaching the point, oh shit! Like, and what's cool is as we get bigger, we need to find more like willing interns or people to help out. Yeah. But I think it is like doing a service to the community is that, and then I also run a weekly show with Lexi Costantini, Late Night at the Lodge. It's at the Lincoln Lodge at 9 p.m. every Thursday. It's a late night style talk show where we interview people. We interview comics. They do material. We learn more about them. We get a lot of cool people from out of town. When I'm hosting, I'll do more of like Stephen Colbert, John Oliver, like topical news jokes. People do characters if they want. And that's been really fun too. We just had our 1-year birthday.
Oh, and that was the idea the whole time, was just do like a talk show type thing?
Yeah, well, Tina Ukana had started it actually, and then...
'Cause it used to be 4 producers, right?
Yeah, Tina Ukana,
Her,
Claire Parlett,
yeah.
Lexi, and then myself. Tina brought me on, then we brought on Claire, then we brought on Lexi. Tina had to take a step back from stuff going on. Claire had like too many shows she was producing, so now it's just been like Lexi and I have been the adopted parents of the
Right. It's like we all got a dog, and then 2 of the people stuck with the dog.
Yeah, and the other ones show up and babysit and walk the dog. So that's what we run, and I think it was because for 2 reasons. One, Tina was like, I just want to be able to like interview my friends and find out more about them or people I admire. 2, we consider it a community-based show in that we do want to have, and we do try to have newer comics on it. Granted, we'll pad them, all right, new guy, you get 5 minutes and we're putting ringers on either side of you. But the point is to give people exposure to that. And I've also noticed it's the only weekly on Thursdays that isn't like headliners only or this and that. And so it is crazy because we get last minute drop-ins all the time from out of town people. So like if you like aren't booked at the club, but it's, how do I want to say this? So many people who are resubmitting right now, going back to what I said about not building community, are people who we just had you on 2 months ago.
Yeah.
We're weekly, but in our first week when we started the show, we received over 250 submissions.
Yeah.
And let's say we book 4 comics. It's me and Lexi on. Let's say we book 4 to 5 comics a week. And let's say we get, on average, we don't even get 4 shows a month because the Lincoln Lodge sometimes rents the rooms out for private parties. So let's just say we get 18 comics a month. Mm-hmm. That's
probably overshooting
18 times. Yeah. Let's just like make it easy for the sake of math. 12 times 15.
Yeah.
That's 180.
Okay.
And we had 250 submissions in our first week. And then since then, I have like over 400, 500 submissions. And there are a lot of people who there's just not enough people producing shows out there. Mm-hmm. And I think that happened, from what I can understand, the scene was a lot more community oriented and giving during pre-COVID.
Yeah.
And if the Chicago comedy scene was like a high school, what happened, and I've like kind of asked people, like, check my math here. If the Chicago high school Chicago comedy scene is a high school, the seniors and juniors left.
Yeah.
During COVID, and they graduated, and there's been no upperclassmen really to kind of take the helm of how to build community, mentor younger people, keep running independent shows. Like, we've had a lot of the more established like headliners who travel but are based here come up to Lexi and I at the Lincoln Lodge and say, thank you for doing what you're doing. A lot of people aren't like running shows anymore, and especially like thoughtfully. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm getting my bread buttered. I get time. I get to do something with my name on it. I get to practice what I want to do, but it's like also in service to the community and helping to develop talent.
Yeah. I remember when I was at End the Night open mic once, and I'm just a professional lingerer. I just don't leave until everything's over.
Mm-hmm.
That's
one
usually
of my
me
talents.
At
house parties. Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, it's me
I'll
at
help
house
you clean
parties.
up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't explain why I'm like this. It's just how I am. I'm good at it. You want me to linger. I make it so you want me there. It's like, wow, you know what? He's lingering, but I guess he's cool. So it's like, I was doing that. It was end of the night open mic. I'm helping to put the chairs away or whatever I'm doing. And AJ Leidig had like showed up later, and I remember like, he does his 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, and he's talking to, I feel like he went over just because he was killing at that open mic. It was a beautiful thing I saw that night. And then he's talking to Brian, and he's saying that there used, like, thanks for doing this type of mic, there used to be more mics like this where it was like you could go at 10:30, 11, and it's open till like 2 in the morning, and it's just, there were used to be options, and he was the only one doing it at that time. Like, I don't know if Trigger Warning was always going as late as it does, but they would be just just those two that I can think of, where it's like
Yeah.
a late night mic that goes way late, and if you want to do something like 1 a.m, you can, because that mic exists. And just hearing someone like him say that is interesting, because obviously he would know there used to be more mics like this, and now there's not in Chicago. Like there's something changed, and it was probably like losing that third space in the 2020 thing, and just everything breaking down for a little while, and then nobody picking up the ball and trying to bring it back except a couple people. And when
Yeah.
you're the person doing it, you don't even realize what you're doing. You're just kind of trying to do the right thing. And you don't realize that until someone tells you, and you're like, oh yeah, there is nobody else doing this. There's nobody.
Yeah, and that's like where, and I think it depends how people are wired. I think because I've noticed the people that are like, I don't do these things because it doesn't benefit me. None of them are eldest siblings. Yeah, I've noticed that. So I do wonder, like, if there is a correlation here of like sibling guilt, or like, oh, I got to take care of these people. Damn it, who else is gonna wheel me into the home if I don't have kids? Like, but I think part of it is. Too, because what happened with COVID, it's like the juniors and seniors all graduated early, so now the sophomores got promoted to seniors, and some of them, sophomores, the word sophomoric means immature for a reason. There's people who
Or freshmen, fresh.
who are in positions of power, or who shouldn't be, because they're not thinking, how can I bring other people up with me?
Yeah.
And
It's like an Arrested Development situation where like there was no development.
And then with that combined with a lot of the production of things moving out of Chicago, and or auditions becoming remote, meaning you have Chicago-based productions now where you don't have to be based in Chicago to get a part on that.
Right.
Like they'll fly in someone from LA. And then a lot of people, so it kind of was just all this like perfect storm of things, because even for me, I love my city, but it's really hard for me to collaborate with people because like I'll try to film a sketch and people don't show up on time.
Yeah.
And whereas in New York and LA, people will show up on time. It's treated like it's treated seriously.
Yeah.
And so I do think that's this other thing. Everyone who's hustling eventually leaves. A lot of the best headliners in the city who are still here in the city are because their children are still going to school here.
Yeah.
Or they have like family they have to take care of, or something else like tying them back.
Yeah, and that's why I say like the only solution is to have people build the community from the ground up and like make things people can see. That's why I would say roast battle, because to me it's like the only show that has a appeal outside of Chicago, and it's so clear. Like they've managed to enter a network that is bigger than them, and we need more of that. We need like the world to, because Chicago's got it, but you can't, if there's no lights on it and there's no camera on it, how are you going to translate that to, how are you going to show people what's here?
And that's the beauty, that's the double-edged sword of Chicago, because like
it's kind of nice that it's
we
exclusive.
don't give a fuck about fuck you, New York, fuck this. Like I don't need to validate myself to you guys.
Yeah.
I know in my own right, like we live here in the asshole of the polar vortex, and we like are built, we have the city.
It makes
of big
it more
shoulders.
raw. There's something raw about that mentality. Yeah.
And so
It's real. Like there's a lack of external validation necessary.
And I do, I don't know the full history of roast battle, because I do think there was like, I don't know if there was like I don't know the order of operations.
Roast battle starts with Jeff Ross and everything he was already doing with the roasts. And so I think somebody did a roast battle, and then it kind of got swept under the roast battle league umbrella. As soon as Jeff Ross got on board with what they were doing with roast battle, that's when it became what it is, because his cosign kind of validated the whole thing. He was already the roast master. He was already the god at it. People would schedule him on stuff just to make fun of people. He's that guy. He's the roast master. And so it's like, I think that him and Roast Battle League is where it all begins, because here it wasn't that. Here it was Sticks and Stones or something like this. It was a different name. I can't remember the name.
Yeah.
And then they switched it, and I think they were doing it at Lincoln Lodge originally. I think that's where it was until it moved to Zanies.
Yeah.
It was always Lincoln Lodge, and then they just got the upgrade to Zanies, and that also helped validate it. But it was the Roast Battle cosign that did everything, because that's them now, like I said, falling under a bigger umbrella. They're bigger than Chicago.
And that's the thing, I think, also too, like having battled in different cities across the US too, like Chicago's style always like we fucking crush it in other cities. I
Yeah.
think because someone said actually, Chicago roast battling is kind of like fencing. Whereas like New York, a lot of it's like gay, or it's like how many times can I call this person the F word?
Yeah, right.
Or you're going after their like personality. Whereas like here,
Same thing with the Austin roast battles. It seems it's always low hanging fruit.
yeah. And
Whereas here it's more of like a writing exercise.
whereas like in the South, so I did it in New Orleans at in this comedy festival. Actually, I won. Jim Balderson and I won best roast battle of the festival. And it was his first one. He crushed.
He's very funny.
He is very funny guy. We came in. And yeah, I think because we went after each other's identities, which the South still remembers. So I battled their champion, who is a masked lesbian black woman. So I was like, oh no, they might run me out of here. But again, going back to trigger warning, I did it in such a way that they're like, wow, this is not. I mean, this is racist, but it's funny, and you're being respectful at the same time. How? Like,
yeah, and you have to play on the expectation of the audience because they already, with a roast especially, like what are they expecting to see?
I mean,
so you have to play into it.
Yeah, they're just expecting me to call the manager.
Exactly. So how do you 8 Mile them? Like, oh, I know exactly what you guys are gonna think.
I used to say people would ask, how do you? Because everyone, it's funny. Every new comic, especially the little white boys, would be like, how do you I want to do black rooms, how do you blah blah. I was like, well, first you have to, because they'll come to Out by 10 and say some shit, and I'm like, what I've said was like, hi, come here, what are you trying to say? Like, what do you think is funny about that?
What's the core of that idea?
Okay, 2, where are you from? And they're always from the suburbs. So I'm like, okay, they've never been somewhere where they would get their ass kicked if they said this.
Yeah.
3, I was like, you want to learn how to write, like, race your stuff, go to trigger warning.
Yeah.
I tell them to go, because if I know their heart is pure too, like, those guys, they'll know. And if you like want to actually put it in, you got to have a tough skin. They might rip on you a little bit, but it's also it's a great room, and they're all very supportive.
Yeah, I feel the same way about a power hour. People tell me it's like power hour in that way, and power hour to me is like that's the reason I got to roast battle, because I just did when I went to power hour a couple times, and the whole thing was I was trying to figure out, because I already know that they have a band that's freestyling.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to figure out, like, how do I justify me freestyling in that room and, like, make it work? Like, how do I make that a thing that works rather than just me going up and just saying anything? Like, what makes it work? And so what I did was I did bullet points of everything people said throughout the night, and that becomes the freestyle, because they just sat through this open mic. They just watched, like, 15 people go up. 20 people go up. Like, we're all in the same room.
So
we've all heard the same stuff. So it's literally all callbacks.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like, you know, something about, he mentions a big black sock. So it'll be like, jerking off, yo, I did that a lot. You opened up my drawer, you see a big black sock. And they just go crazy. That type of thing, that's like my magic trick now. I've learned I can do that at any comedy show. It works every time, because it's like, what kind of madman would do such a thing? And the audience always remembers everything. That's what's so fun about it to me. You'd be amazed at how much an audience remembers by doing that, because they remember every single punchline. They're gonna remember, like, every single one. They like, because it's like, it'll catch you, and it's a cool. To me, it's like the perfect idea for like a crowd work thing, because the audience is literally involved. They literally are a part of it. It only works because they sat through this. That's the only reason they get to what I'm saying. It's a bunch of inside jokes.
Yes. And that's actually, so like part of what I do in my day job is I'm like consult on bringing tactics of humor into like business strategy.
Interesting.
And like
blending that, because it probably opens people up in a way.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And it goes beyond just like I know like Second City does some like workshops and stuff for HR shit. Like I did that. Like I did not teach the workshops, but I had my company have a Second City person come once to like do that. But no, this is more like callbacks, pattern recognition, rule of 3, pattern interruption, pauses, the art of the pause, being comfortable with silence. All these are different things. These are all things about being authentic as well.
Right.
And these are all things that AI can't do.
Yeah.
So
it's not very funny.
No.
It's just not very funny. And I think it's because being funny is like playing on the expectations of people, and it's so hard to understand that. Yeah, you need to. Most of that is experience. Most of the time, a person's funny because they've dealt with people enough times to know what people are expecting. And what's going on. Like, I mean, I think that's like the mark. That's why those mics make you good, because you have to deal with an actual representation of people. Where it's like other mics, you might just get you do get like kind of a dead room, a room that kind of eggs you on and pushes you is the type of room that's going to
trigger
sharpen
warning
you.
and power hour actually are great for that. I will say, like, I've stopped going to mics lately, even though I'm doing like 30 minutes. I'm doing a 30-minute, my first like full 30-minute set at the end in this coming Friday, because it's not worth it to me to go do 4 minutes in a room where everyone's looking at their phones.
Yeah.
And just waiting for their turn.
And that's the difference.
That's what a lot of open mics are. Like, ours is pretty good because we're like, yay! Like, we force everyone to. We're super supportive. Like, we interject in a way, not like heckling, but we'll be like, you got dumped. Who dumped you? That's horrible. Like, we try to like be engaging in that way, but I will get a lot of times more out of me pacing back and forth in my apartment, working through my stuff, or just calling a friend that's not a comic.
Yeah. Cause I mean, like, I've heard it described once as like, it was like a comic who had just started doing shows, and they were like, wow, for me, it feels like shows are like easy mode.
Yep.
And mics are actually the hard part, like, because the audience wants to enjoy a show.
Yeah,
they're going to a show and they're waiting. They're kind of like relying on you to just nail it. Whereas like a comedian is almost like it's like there's a competitive mindset, and like it's just ingrained in them. They're like, oh, that was funny, but I'm funnier, and oh, I gotta focus on this.
Yeah,
and
there are a lot of
don't
haters.
just enjoy. Yeah, and you can't. And it's that to me is sad, because it should be like for the love of the game. It's the same thing as like you should want the best game. You should want the best players to play the best game, and you should want to witness that. You shouldn't want you to win, and you always win the game. That's a boring game.
Or when I know like actually a lot of open mic hosts are pretty good about this, but I do this. I call it the echolocation laugh.
Oh, okay.
Like, or you're like a lighthouse. So someone is up there trying material, and even if like a lot of times I'll think something is funny, but my brain just didn't laugh. I think that's part of being a comedian too. I'm like, ha, that was funny, but I just didn't have the ha. So you'll be like, blah blah blah, and that's what she said, ha. Like, ha! Like, I do that as like you're on the right track. Sorry, no one else is paying attention at this moment, but I am here to let you know you're not going to crash into the rocks. We're over here.
Yeah, because sometimes at a mic, you're literally talking to people talking to each other. Sometimes it's even that bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, and it's comedians.
And again, I do miss that. Also, like, I don't have a car in the city, so that like limits how fast I can get places. But I do miss New York, because in one night, I could go to a room full of queer Gen Z kids, old black men, lesbians, Mexicans, like
the same street,
the Haitians,
all the same street.
Yeah. But you could try that same 4 minutes and understand how it works and really get it tight. Whereas like even sometimes for Out by 10, I'll go do my shit at my mic, and then maybe I want to try it again at Easy Bar, and I'm like, damn it, like 80% of this room was just at my mic, and so I'm not going to get a real reaction now. And especially because like Easy Bar is a great mic. It's also more of a hangout mic sometimes, so if there's people who are more talking shit to the room, they'll get reactions. But if you're doing like, I'm running through material right now, like people kind of disengage.
Yeah.
So that's hard. And yeah, it is tough. But I do think I've talked about this with like other more like veteran, the seniors and juniors of the scene, the varsity, the
fake
college,
sophomores, the sophomores that think they're the seniors.
I'm like JV now for sure. But solid JV. But
I'm on the league, no big deal.
Yeah, but I talked to a lot of the other people. It's just not worth it for me, especially when I was working my full-time day job. So like I'm doing 60 hours a week. I'm on airplanes. Like I'm traveling for shows and for work. Like I can't sit for 3 hours for 4 minutes of time.
Yeah.
Especially if everyone in there is looking at their phone, and there's not even like an intellectual comic there that I can be like, hey, what do you think of these two things? Like it's just easier to call your friend at that point.
And it's not like there's a bunch of options. And it's not like you can drop in. It's not like dropping in is even the thing that's popular. Like if you leave as soon as you do your couple minutes, this is the type of culture where people don't like that. Whereas like in New York, who cares? They probably are fine with it. Whereas somewhere like here, people kind of want you to hang out and expect you to hang out. And so there's for someone like me, that's dangerous, because I will, and I'll waste my entire night.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be doing
that. Or the times like, hi, I have to leave now because I have to be awake at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
And it is 11. And turns all this science shows women actually need like 10 hours of sleep, like a lot of the times.
My personal science shows I need 8, and I defy that science too often. Okay.
Yeah.
I should listen to the experts on that one because I'm telling you, I need 8 hours.
It will, and it will like, and you're, like I'm not pulling 8. I only pull a drink on you this once. Like you think you need it now. Just wait till you get to your mid 30s.
Oh, I know.
And your mid 40s. Like every hour of sleep you lose takes a day to gain back. Like, so you basically have this debt you can't get rid of as you age.
I think like because of marijuana, I have like lost so much sleep. I only discovered in the last couple of years of my life that marijuana does suppress REM sleep just like alcohol does, boys and girls. And like I'd never experienced insomnia like I have when I stopped smoking weed, like cold turkey. Mm-hmm. Oh my god!
I took a break during December. It was fascinating.
It's like your dreams are ephemeral. Like your dreams change and like become this spiritual experience. Mm-hmm. Like to the point where I'm like, I can't smoke. I'm gonna have to have dreams tonight. I won't have dreams if I smoke. Like it'll change my philosophy. I'll start writing my dreams down again. I have like my dream journal picks up every time I stop smoking. And it's so crazy how different you feel when you get good sleep. Just simple as that. Like when you actually focus on that kind of thing. And I know I'm 27. Mm-hmm. So it's what you're saying is true. Like this is only going to become more and more like important as I move on because that sleep I got, that actual REM sleep I got, oh my God. It's like I hadn't slept for 10 years, literally.
Like I
just thought I didn't dream. I thought that was what's happening.
I threw my back out. Oh, I have back problems, but I threw my back out like every couple years. If I like stop going to the gym or sit too much, like or have too much stress, like at whatever job I'm working, she's gonna throw herself out. And let's see, in April of 2025, I bent down to pick up a sock.
Oh no!
And then it was so bad, I could not leave. I had to wait 3 days to be well enough to go down the stairs to get out of the house to get to the doctor. Like my boyfriend, who is a big Army veteran, could not carry me in a way like so. Long story, but basically, I was down for the count for like 3 weeks, and they giving me like painkillers and other stuff. Like I don't remember May of 2025. But I was sleeping 12, 14 hours. And let me tell you, like within 5 days, I was like, I don't have wrinkles anymore.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Like, it's crazy.
What is happening?
My skin looks good, and it speaks to the power of sleep.
I'm in pain. Yeah. I'm so calm. Like it's emotional regulation.
It's your emotion. Yeah, it's not just the way you look physically. It's like you feel more calm is how I would describe it. Like you don't have so much of like a fidgety, like anxious feeling. You just feel resolved. Like if you try, another thing is like caffeine. Like if you find a way to cut out caffeine for more than 3 days, everything changes all of a sudden. You get tired differently. Yep. You sleep differently. When you wake up, you feel like alive.
Same with like the weed, taking the weed break.
Exactly. It makes such a tremendous
like smoking
difference.
Versus like edibles, because like now I'm like very like I'm still on my. It's not like I stopped forever, but I'm just taking a step back from it. Yeah. And I'll take edibles, or I might like hit a joint, but not smoking. Multiple times a day, multiple times a week.
Yeah.
And waking up in the morning and realizing I'm not groggy.
Yeah, like actually, like you've actually awoken. Like it almost feels like you actually slept and you really woke up. Whereas like the other times it was like, oh yeah, I guess I kind of like you're dragging yourself out of it. Whereas like I'll wake up and I'll just be like, I could just get up. And that's all. Like I thought I just wasn't like that. I thought I was one of those people you just wake up groggy. And I realized, oh, you just have to cut out 2 things and all of a sudden you sleep completely differently. And like that's what I wish that was the conversation surrounding drugs, because it seems like it becomes this thing where it's like you're either with it or against it, especially with weed, where like you can't even say, if you say there's negative aspects to weed, so many people have a hard time accepting that in like the weed community. They just do, because they want to believe that weed is perfect and everything's good about it. Yeah. And it just with like everything in life, there's negative aspects that like you have to weigh the pros and cons. You have to be like, is this worth it? Because I think also nothing. I love marijuana. I love it. Even though it does all that to me, I cannot help myself because I love it, and it does do things for me that other things just don't do. Like it does aid me in so many ways that I'm willing to sacrifice my sleep sometimes. But it's being conscious of that and knowing that's real rather than just rejecting it and being like, no, it's good for you.
I mean, like this is like moderation is
That's
obviously,
it.
but
Yeah.
everyone I know who uses weed and this is like, I studied neuroscience and psychology in college, okay? Like, but everyone I know who uses weed to self-medicate for depression and anxiety suffers from extreme depression and anxiety.
I think it becomes the chicken or the egg.
It does.
Yeah.
Because that's actually how our dopamine receptors work, because you start needing it to function. And that is also
and
why,
the baseline changes.
Yeah, and that also goes back to vitamin D.
Yeah.
And like all of everything we've talked about all has to do with like your dopamine pathways today.
Yeah.
Like same with
This is
the
an educational
phones.
episode.
That's why you should grayscale your phone.
Oh
yeah, once you grayscale that shit, you're like, why am I looking at you? Like,
really?
it's fascinating.
It's not as fun when it's not colorful.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can literally feel your brain being like, what the? I don't want that thing.
This thing is lame.
Boring.
It's like a book.
Yeah. What is this? The Giver?
Right.
It was a book throwback.
Hey.
But yes, the weed thing too. Getting to, I guess it made me think a little bit about. So I went to Mexico in December. I got laid off from my job, and we parted ways. And,
it was a mutually beneficial breakup.
Yes, it was a mutually. Yes, exactly. It was a mutually beneficial breakup. It was more just like I was blindsided by the breakup. I don't regret it, but I'm like, yo, you were cheating on me this whole time.
Yeah.
What? Like we could have talked about this.
Yeah.
And so I decided to go to Mexico because my boyfriend's sister needed a cat sitter, and I'm like, might as well. No, I'm not going to sit here because I thought they were going to fire me at a certain day. And I'm like, I should be in Mexico when they do that. That way I can like be like, oh, hello, I can't hear you over the sound of this margarita. Like, bye. And I decided might as well
Scene
just
in a movie.
quit weed while I'm there for a little bit because I don't want to go out of my way to buy weed in a very heavily narco-controlled area.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to do that. And my boyfriend's not a weed smoker. So what am I doing? Oh, I need my shit for 2 weeks. No, I'm
Yeah.
good. And that was crazy because it was also a really good time for me to just sit and think and kind of check myself on, oh, what have I been using weed to like suppress or not think about or disassociate from? Because I've always been more of a...
I would say weed is a numbing agent in that way.
Yeah, and I've always preferred sativas in general because I like my drugs or anything I do to enhance, not to escape.
That's how I think about it. That's why I like weed so much more than alcohol, because I think it does enhance more than escape. And
well, it's a
alcohol's an easier escape.
psychoactive drug, and then alcohol is a depressant.
Exactly.
We forget that, but it's a depressant.
Yeah.
And that kind of made me take the temperature on just like, oh, when would I be? And I didn't miss it. I didn't miss it. I didn't have any physical withdrawal except for like night sweats.
Yeah.
Like that was it. Yeah, it's as interesting as you like detox from it. Your temperature regulation is another thing, and I'd be like, I'm so fucking sweaty right now. And then I was also like irritable for a couple of days. Like, why do I want to murder my boyfriend? But that all like went away, and now I realize just how much I was subconsciously reaching for it.
Exactly. Like it makes you reevaluate that because you can see it clearer then. And what's so interesting to me too is like, yeah, I don't mind being sober. That's what always happens. Like I just fall into the pit again. Like it's always the same pattern. It's like I'll smoke one time, I'll be like, oh, that was awesome. And then I just fall back in. And then if I can manage to stop for an extended period of time, the thought is always the same. It's always, oh, I didn't need that at all. I'm actually kind of more effective without it in a way I don't even want to admit in a sense, because I like to think, oh, it makes me creative and makes me all this.
Yeah.
But I tend to get more done because it's like I said, numbing agent. There's this sense of like feeling like everything is all good, where I think you have a natural sense of urgency that like marijuana suppresses. Like in life, you naturally have this sense of like, oh, we gotta get this stuff done. Like you gotta get things over with. Where like, the song "Because I Got High" by Afro Man is a true story. Like,
Yes.
that is a real thing that anybody who smokes weed knows what he's talking about. It's like, I was gonna do all that stuff, but then I got high. And it's like, he gets it. Because that's what it is. You really think you're gonna do that stuff. You even think, I know all those other times I didn't do it, but this time I'm going to do it. And then you smoke and you're like, oh, you know what's a good movie? That's what happens. And it's like you just go, that's what's so great is it helps you ideate and go down all these pathways and come up with new stuff. But it's also so dangerous because I lose precision. That's what I've learned. It's like I had a bow and arrow and I was aiming and then I just fucking put a blindfold on.
What do I think, I don't know if I lose precision. I mean, depends on the weed.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, like some of this shit, the dispensary weed, like
it's meant to put you on another planet.
Yeah, like I've talked about this with Quinn James.
Yeah,
'cause they're like, some of you older people can't I'm like, no, we can't handle your dispensary weed. Like that's why, like I'll have one hit of your
GMO
thing.
weed at this point.
Yeah, or I have a whole bit about why I don't vape. Because there's no beginning or end to vaping.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And if you have if you're watching a TV show, and, you just you start it's like potato chips, you don't really pay attention to it, and then all of a sudden you're like, what time is it? What day is it? Where am I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you nailed it because for me, that's why I can't even touch vapes. I am a crackhead with those things. It's just, it never ends. And I think you just nailed it because there's no clear beginning or end.
Yeah.
It's like just this joystick you're supposed to hit 1,000,000 times to me. Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's infinite. Like in my mind, it's infinite because I don't see something burning out or going away. So where is it? I don't know. I guess I'll just hit it 10 more times.
Yeah.
And then by the time I'm done, I don't know what I am anymore.
I found if it's an oral fixation thing or whatever,
I think that's what I've got. Yeah, water.
Just having a big Nalgene of water, like a big glass. Now you have your favorite. Yep, you got a big one. I have to get a big bottle. Or
Freud was right about me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or finding so I've done different I've gone through different phases of heavy weightlifting and what's called body remodification, I guess.
Okay.
Like cutting and bulking and stuff. And volume eating. So get a big crunchy bag of salad. And then put a big protein on that. Now you have a potato chip bowl full of food.
Yeah.
That's crunchy, so you get that nice sensation.
Yeah.
And then it's not I mean, you could probably eat. Doesn't matter right now. But then
But it's not it's not self-indulged. It's not like eating a bunch of ice cream
and there's
or eating
effort required to eat it. Because same with cucumbers or I don't know. I think of fruit easily because you can eat a lot of it, but you're conscious of eating it as opposed to ice cream. Ice cream, you could just it melts right away. It's it's so fleeting to some degree.
So I like peanut butter.
But I found just being intentional. Okay, cool. What I am is a lot of time too is sensation seeking.
Yeah.
I want. I have ADHD. I'm an extrovert. These are all things too, backed by neuroscience. Extroverts, people who identify as extroverts have a higher threshold required for stimulation.
That makes sense.
I get energized by going to places with loud noises and lots of people. Because the threshold, I need more stuff to make me stimulated.
Yeah.
So I know for me, a lot of weed or other stuff is sensation seeking.
Right.
So. Yeah, that's also soda water. The bubbles are, maybe for me, I just wanted the smoke to burn my mouth or feel it.
Yeah.
But now I just have bubbles from soda water, and that's the same thing.
Yeah.
And then thinking why do I miss weed right now? Oh, I'm trying to avoid this feeling guilty about not writing, or I didn't.
Yeah, think about why you actually want it.
What am I avoiding?
What are you avoiding, and what are you trying to get from it? Because if you're at the point where you just, I have to smoke before I do this, I have to smoke before I do this, and there's no real answer why, then that's the dangerous spot. Because now you're just doing it to do it. It's the go-to action. It's the impulse. And I think that there should be a purpose to it. It's you can't have means without an end, or else you're just doing things.
Yes,
and it's you're just jumping off a cliff all the time.
A good use of weed would be I need to do this cleaning task.
Yeah.
Let me now I'm going to turn on some music while I'm home alone and I'm going to take the toothbrush and start cleaning the corners. Yeah. Or certain chores, data entry.
Yeah.
Art. I like doing ice dyeing.
Yeah.
So I made this, and that's fun because you care less about it being perfect.
Right.
Like you kind of just let the flow of creativity take over or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus takes the wheel.
Jesus takes the wheel. Jesus, actually, I do pay him a weekly salary to drive me everywhere.
Thanks,
like,
Jesus.
I can't drive. Yeah.
Is that just a Tesla? Is that what that is?
Oh my God.
I feel like that's basically Jesus taking the wheel at that point. It's essentially the same. It's just Elon is Jesus now. I guess that's how that metaphor works.
I get car sick in Teslas, and I thought it was just me, but apparently that's a thing with a lot of people because they're so quiet.
Oh, huh?
Your brain doesn't register that you're in a car, so it's like, why am I moving? It doesn't match up. And that's why I started to feel
My mom
car
had
sick.
a hybrid car, and I remember every time I drove it, that did feel weird. It would just go, it would just like make tiny little sounds, and you just kind of have to accept that because your brain kind of wants.
It wants to know it's in a vehicle.
It's your analog brain again.
I have
That's what
such
it
a
is.
even the way I use technology, like the way I've organized my like notes app or other things like inboxes. It is a very analog way.
Yeah.
It's the digital equivalent of Post-it notes all over a desk. And it's all in there. It's very organized, but then like someone who's like really tech oriented will be like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, hey, it's in there.
It's
Okay.
organized.
Yeah.
You don't understand. This is how we used to do things.
Yeah.
It's a different world now. You have the privilege of using a spreadsheet, Excel. You can use Excel.
I hate this.
Back in my day, we didn't have Excel.
No, we had an abacus.
We had a folder and Post-it notes.
But also part of that, it might be like object permanence because of ADHD, but also there is like neuroscience to back up. You were saying about reading a book versus like reading stuff online earlier.
Yeah.
And they've done studies where they put 12-year-olds, they had 12-year-old kids read a short story on a tablet versus on paper. And the recall was 30%, more than 30% better for the people that read on paper.
I wonder why.
Well, that's because memories that are emotionally relevant are the memories that stay with us the longest. And when the children who were reading...
You remember what you feel. You always remember what you feel.
The kids reading paper, the part of your brain that feels emotions is what lights up. Like if you want to build empathy in people, you have them read fiction. But when they were reading it on tablets, that part of the brain isn't lighting up. And like I'm a great test taker. I've always gotten
still like why? What is the why?
The first reading comprehension test I ever took, like standardized test that I took on computer versus paper, I did not get a 99 on the reading part. And I was like, no, I'm losing my edge. But then I like looked up and there's like plenty of research on this where your brain just does not, I don't know if it has to do with like touching paper.
Yeah, I would assume that maybe like the first thing I think is like maybe because you're so used to reading things and it's like ephemeral, it just comes and goes on this digital screen.
Mm-hmm.
The consciousness of that is different. Like you interpret that differently as an experience.
Yeah.
Than you would like, oh, this is printed on this piece of paper for just this.
Interesting.
Because on your phone, it's all coming and going. And I think like if it's all coming and going all the time, then it all just becomes like washed away, like memory wiped, because it's all just this blob of something. Whereas like a book, I could open it up and find that page again and pick that spot, and it's right there. It's real. It's a physical page. So that's different in the way you interpret it. That's like the only sense I could make of that, because I would have never thought something like that, but it makes sense. And the fact that it's the same exact words is what's so interesting. It's not, you don't even change the content itself.
It's just the way it's, and I do think I think you're right. I think there is some like reinforcement when in like physical reality, you have to look for that thing.
Yeah.
Versus in like digital world. Like, have you ever heard of a memory trick called a mind palace or a mind map?
Sounds familiar.
So like, if you watch like the Sherlock Holmes one with Benedict Cumberbatch, he does that. That's like a thing they like visualize very well. I thought the show did a great job of it. But so it's basically like if you need to remember, let's say you need to remember like a string of words that don't make sense.
Okay.
Together, maybe you like start on your this chair. You'd be like, I start in my chair. I see the cup. I look at my desk, I see the fire hydrant.
Yeah.
And you start to visualize yourself walking through, maybe it's your house or some type of home, mind palace, they're called, where you can now see as you walk through this space in your mind's eye, the things you need to remember are there.
Yeah.
Because you're creating that pathway in your brain, and the part of our brain that is responsible for maps is the same part responsible for long-term memory. It's called the hippocampus.
Right.
Fun fact. And so like the London taxi cab drivers have way bigger hippocampuses because they have to hold all those old streets. This is before Uber. We did a study on them. Way bigger hippocampuses than the average person because they're holding all of that in their brain.
Yeah, and that's the same exact. I mean, like that's why, like, if you're drunk, you still know the way home.
Yeah, because you have conscious memory and unconscious memory, and this actually happened to my brother had one too many concussions, and he started to have issues with his unconscious memory. So, for example, like where your light switch is.
Right.
Or to put your shoes on before you leave the house, but there was a couple times when he was like recovering from this one concussion, he would be like, I just got 4 blocks out of my house and I don't have my shoes on and I don't remember where I live.
Whoa.
And I've had concussions too, and there's been like times where I'm reading these things, but they're not in my brain right now, and it
makes you realize how context dependent you are.
Yes.
Like everything is based on context and like placing yourself in a situation. Because if you lose that, you just start to act like somebody with dementia all of a sudden.
I have long COVID, and I was part of a study in New York for this because what started happening is I hadn't heard about like brain fog yet.
Okay.
But this summer, so let's see, I got COVID early. I got it in like March of 2020.
Oh, you are so lucky.
Yeah. OG. No, I've had like every variant. I was born premature. I'm immunocompromised, and I got pneumonia when I was born. So like I'm very susceptible.
You were built for this.
To respiratory. Yep. I am. Dear God. Yeah. I'm very susceptible to respiratory illnesses. So I got it early, and summer of 2020. I lost my keys 9 times.
Wow.
I was only like drinking for 2 of those times. I would find my keys in the refrigerator.
Whoa.
I would wake up and try to like write an email, and I would be working from home, and I would get up, go to the bathroom, and be like, I don't remember what I was working on or the meeting I just had. And it was terrifying.
And that had never happened to you before?
No.
Huh.
And it's a lot of the studies of it show. Well, I had read this article in like the New York Times or something saying that like a lot of high performing executives who had gotten COVID, or people who were like I'm also like trilingual, people who were previously like multilingual, all of a sudden like couldn't speak a language or like weren't able to focus, and they were like, yeah, small amounts of Adderall have been shown to like help. And so I actually convinced my psychiatrist at the time, like, wow, I'm a woman. They believed me. I was like, do you mind if you like let me try like the smallest amount? And I think what COVID did for a lot of us, for people who've gotten COVID, is it took whatever pre-existing weaknesses you have and amplified them.
Yeah.
And I think that, I've always had in retrospect, I'm like, oh yeah, I got diagnosed with ADHD when I was 32. My whole family's like, I'm like, oh yeah, they're just really smart people with very specific food preferences who can't sit still. That's just normal. Smart people are quirky. That's a normal thing, right? Little did we know. But so I found out that basically my friend gave me an Adderall when she was visiting me in 2020. And my brain all of a sudden got quiet, and I started crying because in the past when I'd taken it in college to write a paper, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm on crack. Like I can't sleep, and I want to smoke cigarettes, or chew things. And whereas then I was like, oh, I feel calm right now. And that was fascinating. And the main thing that it does is it increases all the inflammation in your body. That's what COVID has done. That's the main through line they can think of with like long COVID, is it inflames you. And the treatment for it so far, aside from like other drugs, is like Mediterranean diet or things that decrease inflation. So like fish, vegetables, olive oil,
Tart cherry juice.
Yeah, Tart cherry juice.
Oh my God.
I love Tart cherry juice.
Preach about that Tart cherry juice.
That's what's up. One other thing, if you're into that, buy frozen Tart cherries, and I'll take like chocolate chips and ice cubes and make a smoothie.
Oh my
So it's like, and you put like a little bit of milk, so it's like an ice cream, but it's not as fattening or whatever. Yeah, and because there's magnesium in cherries, you get a good night's sleep. It's a little treat.
Tart cherry juice is that and CBD. Those things changed my sleep forever. Like I will die on the mountaintops singing the praises of those two things. I take 50 milligrams of CBD before bed, and I drink I just drink an 8-ounce cup of Tart cherry juice, and that's like I do it every single night religiously.
That's awesome.
It makes such a difference, and the reason I know about it is because like Matt Walker, he's a sleep scientist. He did a TED Talk, all this stuff, and he's got his own podcast now. But he was on Andrew Huberman's podcast, which like if you are into like health education, he's like the best podcast for that. He's so good.
His Substack,
because he's a neuroscientist, so like he's approaching it from like the perspective of an educator and somebody who, it's not just like some guy who wants to tell people about the stuff he heard on the internet that week. It's like a guy who's literally in that field, like connected with other academics, and he's actually him doing that has inspired a lot of academics to enter that podcast world, and it could educate for free essentially, which is what he's doing. He's giving a free Harvard level education to people online just by providing that knowledge, because the thought before someone like him doing that is, oh, you don't want to, that devalues these schools and that devalues these places if you have these educators online giving away this stuff for free. But like, someone like him just says, I'm going to do it anyways.
They make it the barrier to, I have a lot of friends in like academia. Well, yeah, and you can't get your shit published anymore. You have to, the hurdles you have to go to get anything signed off on, it's not sustainable. Yeah, and he probably gets paid more on the monetization of his podcast than he would ever as a TA.
Yeah, but at first he had to go defy all odds because they were right and he wasn't making money. So it's like you do have to pave the way in that sense. But anyway, he had Matt Walker on his podcast, and that's where I heard this information. I hadn't heard it anywhere else ever, and that was what I said earlier about marijuana affecting your sleep in such a way. So he said that, which like I never knew that was a scientifically studied. That was my personal experience that I didn't know was shared until I had heard someone describe it scientifically. It was like, oh, there's a real reason. It's not just like my hearsay and me thinking I'm crazy. It's actually real. And then the other thing was that the effect of Tart cherry juice on your sleep. Just the fact that they had done studies where people would drink Tart cherry juice before bed and they would get the same amount of sleep, like in time. Like if you measure it by time, it's the same amount of sleep, but the actual sleep they got, like deep sleep, was more in the same amount of time. So for some reason, it helps you like get to that point where you're actually getting deep sleep quicker than you would get there otherwise. And that's just the studies they've done. Who really knows? It's just something that's observed. Maybe it has to do with magnesium, because that's another thing that. But Andrew Huberman asked him about magnesium, and I remember his answer was like, "There's been no scientific studies to prove that magnesium."
Yeah, it's not. That's the thing too, because in academia you can't say. You have to be very.
You have to be very diplomatic in your words.
But anecdotally, when I threw my back out, for example, and again, like chiropractor. Another pseudoscience. But he was like, "Hey, you should start taking magnesium every day. Don't take ibuprofen. I mean, while it's really bad, okay, sure, but the magnesium started working better than ibuprofen. Yeah, and that's also good for cramps and." Dark chocolate has magnesium. So again, this like cherry chocolate smoothie I like to make. Yeah. Very nice. And
especially like where it's found in nature is the best thing you can get it from. Like if you can get it from something that's naturally derived from, like a chocolate or like a tart cherry, then that's even better. I feel like, than buying the vitamin, because even vitamins, like you look into that and it's like sometimes like
so many of them aren't real.
Yeah, they aren't real, or they're like the actual dosage is not what it says on the thing, like because these companies aren't regulated.
Melatonin, that's what's happening with a lot of people. Like we're overdoing it with melatonin
because you think you're taking 5, but you're actually taking 50 because they just put whatever in there.
And yes, especially now that we've basically like destroyed the FDA. And this is starting to happen with, I've been seeing this a lot online and even anecdotally. So I'm prescribed Adderall. No, I'm not selling it. Fuck off, comics. And I'm prescribed Adderall. And depending on where it's from, vastly different experience. And fortunately, I don't have a insurance where I need to like pee in a cup to get it every month. But some people do. Yeah. Their insurance requires drug testing. And they now have people who are prescribed it who are testing negative despite taking it. because a lot of drug companies will have them manufactured outside of the United. I mean, it doesn't matter anymore because the United States isn't regulated. But like India, no regulation there for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not it doesn't have the amphetamines in it. It doesn't have the stuff in it that it says it does. A lot of vitamins are the same way. It's just like garbage or dirt or
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Ugh. In nature, always better.
Nature's better, yeah, because at least you know. At least you know, like there's just magnesium in this chocolate. That's how chocolate works. There's magnesium in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's more fun. It's more it's like eating actual fruits, like making a smoothie out of your own fruits. There's just something so nice about that. It's like because how fresh it is.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
And because of the fiber and everything, like you're more full, la la la.
Yeah, like
healthy poops. Everyone wins. Yeah.
Everybody wins. Everybody
wins. Yeah.
Because I mean, like, truly, it's funny. That's another thing. I discovered books and I discovered fruits and vegetables in my adult life. That's another thing. I was
Hell
like, oh,
yeah.
you go and you buy them and it feels good when you eat them.
Yes.
Like, that's what's so great.
And yeah, then you start to, and you're like, oh no, this is it. I'm old now. But you're like, I really want a salad. Wait, who am I? What's happening?
I bought a cucumber because I wanted to cut it up and eat it.
Yeah.
I am an adult.
I am an adult.
Like, I like broccoli. I like it. I like getting it, and I don't even want to cook it. I just want to eat it the way it is.
Oh, really?
I like it like that. I find that, like, everybody wants to steam broccoli. It's good raw.
I like roasting. I mean, I like raw broccoli too. I think most of the issue with vegetables and most people's aversion to vegetables is that as children, by their parents or by like institutions like school lunch, they were served over steamed, mushy vegetables.
Yeah.
You put anything in the broiler with a little bit of salt, pepper, olive oil, mwah.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's good. It's delicious. Everything can be eaten that way. Cauliflower, like Brussels sprouts. I remember telling my mom I was going to make some for Thanksgiving 10 years ago, and she was like, what? Like, I was tortured with those by your grandparents. And I'm like, just wait, I promise. And now they're one of like the favorite side dishes of my family. Like, I mean, also I put bacon.
Because I mean, all you gotta do is cook it right. Yeah, you just can't like ruin it. And like vegetables are kind of lame on their own, you know. Unless you're like me and you're very easily satisfied, you should probably spice up the vegetable.
But the broccoli thing too, that goes back to like the sensation seeking, and because that's raw broccoli is such a fun texture.
Oh, it's the bomb.
And like that's like it's like enrichment for your mouth.
I think so. It is kind of like chips. I can eat it like chips.
Yeah.
Just like pop some broccoli in my mouth, not even thinking.
That's why like with like crackers or like I prefer Triscuits. Because I'm like, you put one in your mouth, I'm like, oh, there is so much texture. Like one Triscuit to me is so much more satisfying than, I don't know, like 8 wheat thins.
That's such a good point.
Like,
that's an excellent point. Yeah, because oh my gosh, those were like special crackers to me as a kid. I couldn't even believe that they were real.
Yeah.
I was really like, whoa, these things are awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, I never realized how special they were. I hadn't thought about it in so long until you just mentioned it.
Oh man, that's what sponsor me, please. Triscuits. That is definitely Triscuits and cheese is like my favorite snack still.
Yeah.
Like maybe a little bit of fruit on the cracker. To have a ratatouille moment.
Oh my gosh, I remember like getting the spray cheese and just getting a little bit of like a thing on your finger and your licking it off. There's nothing like spray cheese and some crackers. Oh, that's a real snack.
I'm gonna get canceled for this one. Real cheese only. It's because I went to French school.
Gotta be real cheese.
Yeah, I don't like Kraft singles. Not a fan of spray cheese, and I understand that things are more expensive right now, but I'm really angry that some of my favorite nacho spots in Chicago, like from my 20s, have now replaced it with queso or like fake cheese.
Not the same.
And they don't change that in the menu. They don't tell me. So
and you can just tell the difference.
Well, yeah, I'm like, this is goopy cheese. So I always make a point now. I'm like, hi, are your nachos made with real cheese? And realistically, are they layered well, or will there be 80% sad worm chips?
Yeah.
Naked little guys under.
Oh my God. And like the cheese kind of makes the nachos. That makes me want to go buy some cheese from a farmer's market and make some nachos
some
like
proper
that.
Nachos, yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that. I think I've done the lazy Mexican restaurant method of getting the queso and just pouring the queso on top. Or maybe like I'll melt some American cheese like a weirdo. Like maybe I'll just melt some like
get some like Chihuahua cheese.
Exactly.
And like if you want to Americanize it, get ground beef with taco mix if you want, and then some green onions. Yeah,
that's enough.
Yeah, that's good. You don't really need more than that. Yeah.
Well, I would argue you gotta throw sour cream on
Okay.
there. But I'm a sour
Yes.
cream fanatic.
I love sour cream. Yeah, we are Midwestern. This is a Midwestern podcast.
Yeah.
We
I
are
mean,
sour cream.
let me know, guys. Mayonnaise, sour cream, we're all with that, right? Because I'm with that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm with that hard. Like, when someone makes a sandwich with a bunch of mayonnaise, I'm like, what? Whoa, oh my God, you put mayonnaise on this? Like, I am that bad.
It took me, I only recently, like in the past 10 years, got into mayo because I realized it is like a binder for so many things.
It's good.
But I don't, I mean, I can't have it be the main, I can't use it like sour cream.
Throw some extra
Yeah.
mayo on that. I'm gonna eat that sour cream with a spoon. I mean, I'm talking. I have a problem with how much I like this stuff. I don't know what's going on. I'm extreme Midwestern, maybe.
Extreme Midwestern.
All the way.
I was visiting my family in Rockford for Christmas, and I recently found out what a 7-layer salad is. And this
I'm
thing,
already with it.
This it was in a plastic bowl that's shaped up this way, and it had from afar. I was like, oh, that's like it looked like a casserole, like a cheesy casserole. No, because this thing was like green, and then the top layer was an inch of cheese, and on top of that was bacon, and I'm like, oh, this is the most Midwestern thing I've ever seen. What's the dressing? Mayonnaise. I'm like, just mayonnaise?
Yo.
I'm good.
For a salad?
Yes, yeah. Like, no disrespect. I know my Grammy follows me on Instagram, so, but like,
That's controversial.
It's just not for me, man.
I would eat that, but I would eat that because I am me. You
Yeah.
know, I've already described to you guys what's going on with me. I don't think I would feed that to anybody else. I don't think I would tell anybody else this is what we're
I mean, did you ever see Undercover Brother?
No.
Oh my gosh, you need to watch. Okay, yeah, this was like you were like a toddler. But watch the movie because it has basically. I mean, it's a great. Oh my God, there's so many like great tropes about white people in it. But the way that they interact with mayo is very funny. And I think
It's my culture.
I
man.
won't reveal. I'll try and find the clip and I'll send it to you.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it because I mean I feel like I fit the stereotype so hard when I talk about mayonnaise. Like I am not helping because I love it. I do. It's so good. Oh man, and also sour cream. That's how I got started on this because that sour cream, you throw extra on the taco. Why is it that when I go to Taco Bell or if I go to any taco place, not even just Taco Bell, you ask for sour cream, they put a dab. They give you a dab of sour cream. You should be, and then they charge you like $1.50 for more sour cream, like $2. Maybe it's 50 cents, maybe, but they're not gonna give you a lot. They're gonna give you like another dab. I want a lot of sour cream. I want like the full ramekin, like the ramekin's full.
Yeah.
Or I want it spread throughout the whole time, not in the corner, across the whole thing.
So they do. I found this out because I prank called Taco Bell when I was like 11 or 12, and we're like, "How do you get the sour cream in the tacos?" Because I don't know. I think we were like, "You jerk off chihuahuas!" Ha ha ha. Obviously, I was foreshadowing my career as a comedian. But they use a sour
It's a layered
cream,
joke. It's a layered joke.
just like
a
tacos.
5-layer joke.
Hey, I see what you did there. They use a sour cream gun.
Yeah.
So there's that. But yeah, it's like anything that's good stuff now is like completely, even like back in when I started waitressing or bartending in my early 20s, I remember being so like nervous when someone would ask for an extra side of ranch, and I'm like, I have to charge you 15 cents. Like,
Yeah.
And they would get mad at me, and I'm like, I don't control this. Why are
Yeah.
you mad at me? And then I bartended again, and like
You just ask when you get to the second window, dummies. You ask when you get to the second window and they don't charge you.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, oh, yeah, I got you.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, or usually, yeah. And
That's a trick for any fast food place ever.
Ask
You
when you get to
ask
this-
at the second window when you've already paid.
yes.
Because most of the time they just are legally obligated to charge you. That's why they do that.
Yeah. And I think, yeah. And they just want you to go away at this point. Like,
Yeah.
yes, sure. Sauces.
Throw ketchup
please
packets at you.
Go away. Yeah. But then seeing even how much so like I went from charging 15 cents for ranch in being 22 to
You monster.
I know, but to then like having to bartend when I was 34 and extra ranch being like $1.50. And so especially telling, oh, you're visiting from other states in the Midwest, extra ranch is this much. Like, are you sure you don't want to go buy a bottle across the street from Target and bring your own ranch? Like,
We're not in Kansas anymore.
yeah, like this is, yeah. oh my God.
It hurts to do. It hurts to do because you don't want to do that. Because I always try my best to be cool, and I try my best to sneak it for them because I know how it is. I know I don't like getting charged for sauce. And it's like, the thing is, if you already ordered sauce, it's even more annoying. Like if I ordered like mozzarella sticks and it came with sauce and now you're going to charge me for a different sauce, like you should just include the other sauce in the mozzarella sticks because I want another sauce for my mozzarella sticks. I shouldn't then have to pay more. Like it should just be part of it because I'm already getting a sauce. Or it's like, if I ordered pizza, because I work at Giordano's in South Loop, okay? So if I ordered pizza and then like my salad had ranch dressing and then I want more ranch dressing for my pizza, I don't think I should be charged at that point because I could have just said extra dressing on the salad and maybe you wouldn't have even charged me for that. Maybe you would have just typed it in and maybe like there's a button for that. But because I asked at the wrong time, I just think the rules are so stupid surrounding extra sauce. So I'm exactly that guy where I will like try my best to get you your free extra sauce because I know it's annoying.
Yes.
I actually try because I don't want to charge them for sauce.
And that was also the difference between working at restaurants that were like your classic dive bar, sports bar.
Yeah.
Versus a place like centered on like cocktail experience, which was cool because even the margins are the same. Restaurant margins and bar margins suck. All right. Like they're always hanging on by a thread for the most part. But at least I worked at nicer places. They were like, oh, you should, if you make a drink for someone and they don't like it, don't charge them for it. Figure it out until you can make a drink and say, hey, I always would joke, like, if you don't like it, I'll drink it. Like, but I'm not going to hold you to this decision. Same with like sides of stuff. Yeah, there's like a limit of, once they start abusing the system per se. But no, like, okay, I'll just go up to the kitchen and be like, yo, can I get like 3 extra ranches right now?
Yeah.
They were like, where's the ticket? I'm like, I gave you 3 Red Bulls, motherfucker. Like, don't play.
Swinging your weight.
Yeah. Like
using your leverage.
The Red Bulls are more expensive than the 7 ranches, okay?
Yeah. Because yes. And that's it doesn't matter. Like, the amount of sauce they would waste, the amount of sauce that just comes back because people didn't eat it. And they just throw it in the trash because what else are you going to do with it? Like, to me, that's the same. Like, it's like, if you're not worried about waste, I know you're not, because it's not that much of a loss if you lose a little bit of the sauce. I know it doesn't matter. It's like the same thing with like a pop machine. It's like charging for refills. That's crazy. Anywhere you're going to charge for refills, you're crazy out of your mind if we're talking about a fountain pop machine. Because the margin of money you're going to make selling that soda, the actual giant thing of syrup, and then the amount of waste you're going to have, because the amount of people that are going to drink half a pop and then not even drink it and just leave it sitting there. At that point, the waste is part of the calculation. So I don't think you lose that much by... Like, it's crazy to charge for refills. That's nuts.
Yes, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know what your job is at Giordano's.
I just mean out of the fountain pop machine. That's all I mean. If you're talking about anything else, then charge for refills.
I think what happens is it's people take up space then, and they're not spending money. It's like, I think it's, sorry, what I used to explain when I was like waiting tables, for people who were either not drinking or would try to sneak their own booze in sometimes or whatever. I'd be like, hey, here's the deal. Look, I am a landlord and these are my 6 apartments, and you sitting at here and not paying or not buying shit means you are squatting in my apartment right now.
Yeah.
This is the only way I can make money, and your butt in this seat means I can't have someone else come in here and spend money.
Yeah. I was approached by a server, and it was like they told me I was about to reach the hour limit, and I thought, wow, that's like a good rule. That's actually like a good rule to have, like to say, hey, it's been like an hour, you guys got to go.
Yeah.
Because like people will linger, and that's like the only defense you have. Is like if you can go up to a table and say, hey guys, you're about to reach the time limit.
Yeah.
Like, because otherwise people can take as much time as they want. If you don't have a rule, they can and they will. So despite, like I noticed just objectively, because the economy, I mean, I started bartending in the recession too, my 20s, another recession now, people are tipping less money now than they were in like 2015. Yeah.
But I still made more in my 30s as a bartender waitress because I had no problem being bitchier. Like, whereas a 20-something, I'm like, I'm so sorry for this ranch, blah, 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 please. Like, I am a worm. Where I'm like, yo, I am standing between you and the booze. The ranch is going to be 50 cents. Sorry to break it to you.
Yeah.
Like, I got to make my money. You got to make your money. Like,
Yeah.
But I found like being more assertive actually gets you better tips.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Which is
because I
fascinating.
think as people like, I think what people do when they're a newer server or when they just haven't learned that yet is they try to put it on too much and be like nice and be like, and there's places where that's appropriate, but just I find the best customer service I ever experience is somebody who I think is being real with me. And like, usually that's what you've done it long enough.
Yeah.
Like I am in and out because I don't want to be standing here talking to you. I don't have time to talk to you.
Yeah.
So I try to make it kind of obvious for the customer. It's like, oh, like I'm not, like if I chat with you, that's a choice that I'm making.
Yes.
Because
And
I
I'll
am
even
not
acknowledge,
doing
I'm
that.
busy, but I kind of want to know the answer to this question right now.
Yeah, because it's like that's just not like in my mind. I'm being professional. I'm like, okay, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? All right, cool. And then I leave. That's the only thing I should be there for. I should not be there to like, oh, okay, tell me more about the, okay, unless that's what they're there for. Because I find most of the time it's like people think they're being a server and they think that they're trying to they've been told this is what you're supposed to do, and so they think that's the courteous thing, when really most of the time as a customer you just want you want it to be transactional. You want this person to come by and take your order and be done with it. You don't need a full personalized experience every time. Sometimes that's nice, but you don't need that all the time. And I find like new servers, they don't know how to do that yet. And so, or customer service people in general, and they think that they have to ask you all these questions and they have to create a relationship. It's like, most people don't actually want you to do that half the time. They kind of just want you to come and go and be professional and tell them exactly what it is, and don't try to dress it up and make it sound pretty. Just tell them what it is. Tell them the sauce costs this much. Don't be like, oh, well, I just gotta tell you that I'm so sorry. They just want to know it costs $1.50. That's all they want to know.
And you can also tell, especially when you are like newer, or maybe like you're either newer to service industry work, or you're having a day where you've been running on autopilot. Maybe you got, oh fuck, I got that table that they're gonna make me work for it, and they do want me to be like, yes, no, I am a worm. And then your next table, they are a gift from God. It's bartenders on their day off, and you start like, hey, we love you. Here's $20. These are the 6 things we all know we want right now. Thank you so much. You don't need to talk to us. Do you want us to buy you a shot? Thank you.
What a dream.
I know. That's my favorite thing now, is because I don't bartend anymore, or knock on wood, at least. That's the thing is even though like that's why I'm starting my own consulting business, because I can't go back to bartending because I will throw out my back. Like my doctor is like, you cannot do this at work anymore. So that does scare me, because as someone who is an athlete, I've used my body, I am like a hard worker. I'm like, fuck, what can I do that isn't labor?
Yeah.
Ooh. So yeah, and also could I like be a baby incubator? Could I sell my eggs still? I still have a couple of years, I think. But for shit, I lost my train of thought. Sorry, I really have to go pee, and I realized
throwing your back out, going pee, all this stuff. Well, I mean, it's been about 3 hours.
Oh damn!
We could probably find a way to wrap this bad boy up.
Okay.
Unless you had a point with that whole thing, throwing your back. I don't want to.
Throwing my back out, labor, bartending. Nah, don't remember.
Your bar, well, I'll just say that the food service industry and the service industry in general needs more human beings in it. Because I find that that's just what I want in the world. That's what I want with art. Bring it full circle.
I remember what I was going to say.
Oh, there you go. Okay. I talked long enough, guys.
That's okay.
I talked long enough.
Even though I don't like bartend anymore, one of my favorite things to do is just when I want to go to a bar, like I am just nice to I don't mention I've ever bartended before, but they know.
Yeah.
And just being polite and tipping well and not making their day worse.
Yeah.
Like that is something I enjoy, brightening people's days.
Yeah.
Complimenting someone on an outfit, whatever, tipping well at a bar. Like it doesn't,
Yeah. I think it's like believing that there's a difference you could make. Like that's how you actually make a difference.
Yeah.
By believing that that's a thing that works in the first place. Because you can. You literally can. The difference you could make could be just saying, oh, I like the shirt you wore today.
Yeah.
Because somebody, like how often do people compliment the stuff you're wearing?
Yeah.
It's like, you remember that. It's, I heard somebody say once that you want to be the guy who takes their friend out on their birthday. And I thought, whoa.
Yes.
Because that's like the ultimate. How often does somebody hit you up on your birthday and say, hey, I'll take you out. It's on me. Like that is the person you're never going to forget.
And I am that friend. Or I did this for a friend of mine who's like married, and she comes from money. Her friends are used to her paying for everything. And we went out to lunch the other day, and I was like, I got this my treat. And she was just like, wait, no one has done that for me in like 8 years. And I'm like, I know it's not a question of like, it's just let me be daddy.
Yeah.
Like, I got this.
Yeah. And it feels nice. It feels,
Let me get
like,
your coffee. It was $2, but don't worry.
Yeah, it's the gesture. Because it does mean something. And like, and it's, I think things like that it's like you speak with your actions, right? Like you can say a million times, oh, I care about my friends. Oh, I care about these people around me. The only way you prove that is by like actually doing things that prove it, like supporting them or like to me, one thing I want to work on is I do all these things to support these communities, like the art community, the comedy community. Like by working in the way that I do, I naturally support it. But I could do more to support it just by going out to shows. Like I could just go to more comedy shows.
Yeah, your presence.
And that presence is enough. And that's what I want people to do when I produce a show. It means the most to me if people just show up. So I should be that person to other people if I expect that kind of thing. And it's like that's something that I think anybody could work on. Like if you want that, you have to be that. You have to actually go out and do it. And it speaks volumes. Like that's what people remember. Oh, he came out that night.
Yeah.
Like, no one, I have all these friends and everybody says they're going to come out, but this guy actually came out that night.
100%.
It just means so much more when you do it.
And like, yeah, that like if anyone's watching this and is like, oh, I want to be on, late night at the lodge, like I'm gonna prioritize people that come to the show.
Exactly. And that's the thing, like that's exactly what I'm talking about, where it's like I could think, oh, why am I not getting booked? Like I have all this presence, I have all this, but it's literally if you just turn up to a show once, the people who produce it will see you and they'll be like, oh, hey, you want to be on this? Like that's how it goes.
Don't be afraid to ask. Like I did this when I was newer. Be like, hey, I loved your show. What do you have a submission process, or what do you need to see from me to get on your show?
Yeah.
And that gives them an out.
Yeah.
Then it's not just like, oh, here's our Google form. It could be like, okay, then because I think that also, especially in the Midwest, people have trouble like being like non-confrontational,
right?
Or not want to like deliver bad news, or just so just saying, what do you need to see from me?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, come to the show. Come to the show. Also, we want to try and prioritize people too that also like are doing something in the community. Like I'm starting to notice, like, some people are great comics, but if there's like a 7 out of 10 who's a taker, and a 5 out of 10 who's a giver,
you always go for the 5.
I'm gonna take the 5.
Always,
like,
yeah. And I mean, that's just how a good producer would think, because you're just gonna burn yourself so many times if you always go with the 8.
Or like, and it's especially a lot of the takers film, like bring your auntie, bring somebody, bring anybody. I'm not running a bringer, but like, bring your friend to support you. If they're a good audience member too, I'm gonna have you back for sure. Like,
all that stuff matters. Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad we've met.
Done it. Yeah, amazing stuff happening here.
And you're so cool, and I hope we hang out. Come to my show anytime and let me know what you're producing so I can come support you.
Well, my show is called Cash Bash, and the whole idea is we give away, it's a giveaway show. So it's like I try to gather as many things as I can to give away. I try to give away tickets to other shows. Like, so it's like if you go there, I want everybody to be a winner, that type of thing. And one lucky audience member wins $100 at the end of the night.
That's cute.
So that's the main giveaway, but you also have stuff throughout and it was also, we do a game show type of thing where it's like the price and who wants to be a gorillionaire. And so these games, it's like you lean into the game show thing and you bring the audience on stage and it's like contestant number 1, contestant number 2, and they can win stuff with the game. So that's the thing, because I think I want my entire everything to be like, how can I shine a light on a community and give back in a way that actually involves people, that actually makes people feel like they're being propped up, because that's the ultimate message I would ever want to send, is that you can do that. You have the power to do that. Anybody can do that. And like me, I'm just leading by example, hopefully, and someone else sees people doing that and thinks I can do that myself, because that's what communities need. They need people to build them up, and that's what Chicago could use. I think is like we already have everything. We just have to find a way to like show people how great it already is here.
Yes,
everything's already there.
It has Chicago has everything New York does. You just have to look for it here.
Yeah, and in a way that makes it more exclusive. But I want people to understand it the way I understand it. Like that's the reason I'm here, is because like there's just more inspiration in the air, is what I find. And so it's cool to see other people doing that too. It's cool to see you doing that.
Yeah.
And just keep doing it for the right reasons, you
Awesome.
know. And at the very end of the show, it's obviously the show that's for 3 to 5 year olds. It's for small children and toddlers. That's my demographic. And so you're going to give them a message. The kids are on the school bus. They're about to get off the bus and enter life. And when they enter life, they're going to need some advice. They're going to need some knowledge from a wise adult, a role model that can tell them the way it is. And you're that person today. And so you're going to tell them that. And also the social medias where people can find you. They spent all this time with you, and now they can spend some more. The places they can see your faces, what they type in to do that. The floor is yours.
Okay. If I'm giving advice to 3 or 5 year olds, I got to make my words smaller. Okay.
Think Kevin from The Office, you know?
Okay. Wear your brightest colors on your darkest days.
Very nice.
Bright colors help everyone feel happier. And then my name is Victoria Flynn, and you can follow me on Instagram at Victoria Flynn Comedy. And I'll have all my other links to other platforms linked there. If you are a business person, follow me on LinkedIn, Victoria Flynn, because I have more followers on LinkedIn than I do Instagram.
That's crazy.
I'm a fucking Capricorn. What can I say?
LinkedIn swing. You got some sway in the LinkedIn community.
I do. I am a thought leader. Not THOT, THOUGHT.
Oh, I'm the first kind. That's me. I'm the first kind. Hey, I'm a rapper. What can I say? You got to lead the thoughts somewhere.
And wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Yeah, she just fist bumped me. You know, so she says it right after she fist bumps
God,
me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should take that personally. Hold on. But yeah, no, that's great. I actually like that. Wear bright colors on dark days, because I think that life is all about the way that you interpret it. And I think we are the stories we tell ourselves. And I think that it's up to you to reframe your own story sometimes. It's up for you to take something and shift it and look at it differently. And that's the most powerful thing you can do, you know? Like, never accept your circumstances as just what it is. I think like you always have this opportunity to strive upward and dress brighter, and just dress brighter and see something different on that other side, because that's awesome. That's all, and there is something awesome. There's always something new, and that's what life's about, is just taking something and shining a light and making it beautiful. You are a beautiful soul, you 3 to 5 year old. You've got so much potential in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking to you kids. I'm talking to these toddlers that are my audience.
When you're having a bad day, doing something nice for someone else can make them feel better and then make you feel better. And that's what that philosophy is. And it's actually from a Cyndi Lauper interview.
And if you remember, boys and girls, that's also how hate works. The same way. Love and hate spread the exact same way. Mm-hmm. It all starts with a cycle. Like you spread that feeling of love, and someone else uses that energy, and you put it out in the air, and they share it. And hate is the same. You spread a little bit of hate, and somebody else just takes that, festers in it, and they go spread a little bit of hate. And you got to break the cycle. You got to just, I really think if we just were nicer to each other, you'd have a way different world. If you have people realize people aren't what they are on the internet, they're different, and you talk to people in real life, and most people don't do that, you start to realize these things, then you start to think with love. Bob Marley was right. One love. One love. What does that mean? One. There's only one. My homie Bob. My homie Bob got it. So can you, boys and girls. Here on Ruse Radio. Clocking out.
double down. Competition couldn't help him to rock. Missed the whole time. Holy fell through the flock. That's an ordinary miracle. Wealth to the block. It's a balance in the character that's calm and collect. It's apparent his caricature is lost in the mess. It's hysterical, the picture that